Hello, I'm HQ of HQ Reacts. If you find yourself here and you're not subscribed, please like, share, and subscribe. If you find me on other social media platforms, please follow me, like, share, and subscribe. We are trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. So, you can catch me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Hello, I'm HQ of HQ React. Hello. It's one of those days, right? Where we have news that hit the news of the day, the news of the hour. Was this Elon Musk and this Trump. Elon Musk got on X today and said that Trump was in the Epstein files. That's why this stuff has been redacted. Okay. Because the Epstein files have not been released yet. So it's a bunch of political and media headache claimed by Musk's on social media. Okay. Reason why he's not mentioned in the files, or its implication is that we won't see those files because Trump don't want us to see those files. Okay. Now him and President Trump have fallen out. They were allies, and now they're in a public fight. They're in a public feud over the disagreement about the tax bill and federal subsidies and all that good stuff, right? Now, when we weren't even thinking about the Epstein files, now people are starting to ask about transparency and the full release of all the documents. But Musk threw this firebomb out there. See, that's the beauty of having a platform that you own. Because he wrong as hell for what he did, and I get it. He petty as hell. See, I'm one of those petty people, so I get it totally, completely, right? But this is something that you said. This is not something that is actually, can we prove it? We don't know. Okay, can we prove it? We can't. Here's my thing. If it wasn't true, Trump would be hollering about suing him already. Trump has said he had a previous relationship with Epstein, and he hasn't said anything else beyond that. He's not denied any wrongdoing. He hasn't said anything really. Okay. But it brings about a level of transparency that we can't seem to get from this Trump administration. Trump is in the Epstein files, is what Elon Musk said. So I don't know whether Elon is asking for impeachment. I don't know what's going on. Is he asking for impeachment? Is he asking anybody for that? Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I don't know. But this ought to be very interesting as time goes on. Are we going to see those files? Can we see those files? Who knows? But my whole thing is this. Y'all need to stop fighting, and we got the assignment. Everybody has the assignment. Everybody knows what we need to do, right? We can talk and talk and talk. He can do whatever he want to do. Apparently, we got cowards around the White House, working for the White House, in Congress. We got cowards everywhere. Don't nobody know what to do, how to do. We really have cowards on the Republican side. There was no way I'd ever be a Republican, simply because it's cowardice on their part. They know that he's not fit to be president. They know that he's not fit for a human being to be a dog catcher. But because they are so enamored with power and money that they will do anything to be a part of this power grab that this president is doing, and he's blatantly doing it. That's the thing. You crap on the Constitution and nobody says anything. So everybody has the assignment. 2026. It the way I'm framing this is it's the rich against the poor. It's the rich against the poor. The rich people gonna continue to screw us over. If you guys have went on the TikTok and seen how those Asian or those Chinese people live, and they can pay their rent, their bills, they can do all that and live comfortably and live good, why can't we? I don't understand. It's because their government has almost an egalitarian look to its people and its resources. We don't have that. We have capitalists, and then it's the best man win type attitude, and those poor people are going to lose every time. Okay? But if you go on TikTok and you see how they live compared to how we live, it's no comparison. We are the greatest country in the world. Why can't we live and be able to pay our rent and get groceries and feed ourselves and do all those good things without having rob Peter to pay Paul? And this Epstein and this Trump, Elon Musk fight just brings it to the forefront. The rich and the poor. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest band that we have. That's the biggest gap that we have. And we need to close that somehow. We need to start demanding that you help the middle class folks. We need somebody to regulate our housing. Regulate the pricing of housing. Regulate something. Food. Give us something. Because when you all did that big bill doesn't have any kind of monies or subsidies or anything for us. As a matter of fact, our taxes and everything are going to go up with this bill. So the middle class is going to get screwed again. And then people never saw it. People were just like, oh, I want Trump to win. I love Trump. We're getting screwed. So that being said, that's one thing. Number two was the travel ban that Trump put into place today. The travel ban that was put into place today. There was 12 cities there were 12 countries that were put on that ban. Okay. And it does not end for a specific date. It's wild. It can be reviewed. This travel ban can be reviewed every 90 or 180 days, and it can be added to, modified, expanded, however they want to do it. Okay. But here's the thing. This Chad, Afghanistan, all these things, the duration of this ban could be, the powers or more can be expanded. And that's the problem. There was no close-ended deal with these bans on these countries. So they're gonna have legal challenges because of this, which can impact the length of it, impact the implementation of it. Okay. People expect there to be legal challenges to this. Okay. Of course, there's going to be legal challenges. He banned, I want to say he banned 12, Afghanistan, Chad, Yemen, all these North African, African countries and whatnot, Morocco, all with the brown people. And I think it may have been some Asian people or whatever. But that ban takes effect Sunday night, Monday morning. It takes effect at that time. So if you out of town and you visit, you out of the country and you visiting somebody at any of those countries, and he could change his mind and put some more countries on there tomorrow. If you are in those countries and you trying to get back here next week, you better get back here before Sunday night, because the ban goes into effect Monday morning. Okay, so there's that for the ban. Now, the immigration part, the TPS program, that's the Temporary Protected Status Program in the United States. That's the immigration policy that provides the temporary relief from deportation and allows the people to have work authorizations for nationals on certain countries, right? So, how a TPS works is this: the TPS is granted by the United States Department of Homeland Security. It's because of armed conflict, ongoing war in the country, natural disasters, hurricanes, earthquakes, or extraordinary conditions. I guess political, maybe economic collapse of your country or whatever. It is not, and it does not lead to permanent residency or citizenship, but it protects people from being deported and allows them to work legally in the United States during this designated period. Now, I don't know how long this designated period is. I heard it was 2 years. I could be wrong. He just snatched away 500,000 TPS people, recipients from Cuba, Haiti, and Venezuela, as far as I know. Maybe it's more, I don't know, right? But Haiti got designated designated TPSs in 2010. Venezuela was 2021. And Cuba was, I think Cuba's been a long time. So I'm not really sure when. But because of, I guess in Haiti, because of that earthquake, they were able to come over, and then they gave them, they redesignated it, extended it a lot of times. All of those people that have been over here, they thought they was going to be able to stay. Okay? They thought they was going to be able to stay. But he snatched that away from them. The Supreme Court just told them on last Friday, that no, y'all can't stay. So all of those people that have been here since 2010, bye-bye. You got to go back to your country. Okay? Venezuela in 2021, because of the severe economic crisis. Food, medicine, shelter, all those things with shortage. Human rights violations. Political repression in Venezuela. Okay? So this has been extended. Okay? This has been extended for the Venezuelans, offering them temporary legal status and work permits and visas and whatnot, right? Friday, the Supreme Court said, Trump, you can implement taking that TPS away, and he took the TPS away from the Venezuelans. So now all y'all got to go back. Cuba, all those Cubans in Miami, all of them got to go back. But the worst part about this is Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio is should have been looking out for those people in Cuba, but he wasn't. He kept designating getting rid of those people because he didn't want to deal with them. They his people, but he said, no, you got to go. Democrats tended to extend their TPS, but the Republicans didn't. Okay, but they've been trying to revoke it, take it away for the longest, and then Trump got the federal court, the Supreme Court, to take it away this past Friday. So now Haiti, Venezuela, and Cuban, all them 500,000 of them got to go. And my thing is this: do they still have political unrest in their country? Do they still have armed conflicts? Do they still have natural disasters? Do they still have these things? Their TPS was taken away, and the South African people got a TPS. Okay. All of these people, 500,000 plus, got kicked out of the country on Friday. So now they're coming directly for you. They know who you are. They know you sign up legally. You can't illegally. Too bad. We can't help you. Okay, we cannot help you. You got to go. So when they got TPS, when you got a TPS status, you got protection from deportation. You got a right to work in the country, employment authorization. They can't kick you out. They can't remove you for deportation as long as your TPS is valid, which it ain't gonna be. I don't know when it goes into effect. That it ain't gonna be, but right now it's not valid. You got a right to work here, eligible for unemployment authorization documents, EAD, work permit, which would allow you to work here legally all the way up until the end of your TPS period. You can stay in the United States legally. You can live here legally, even if you originally entered without a status or you overstayed your welcome. You can get a driver's license. Travel authorization. You may request advanced parole to leave and return to the U.S. with prior approval. Maybe those are some of the people that I work with. I don't know. What it does not provide, okay, it is not a pathway to permanent residency, which is a green card. It does not automatically lead to a green card. However, if you qualify under another status, you can apply separately for that green card. There's no inherited status. It does not transfer to children or grandparents or anything like that. It's just you, and if you apply for it, it's only you and you alone. It's not permanent. It can be terminated at any time, which it was last Friday through the Supreme Court judgment. Okay. But as I told you all, that was a temporary, it may be a temporary fix. So I don't know. Okay. If you have criminal convictions, can make you ineligible for TPS. Okay, and if you have you can apply for other statuses like green card, asylum, family petitions, all that kind of stuff, right? This is where we at with the immigration part, and then anybody else that falls up under those other things, because all of those things can be revoked, and apparently Donald Trump is revoking those things, which means you ain't no better or worse than me, except I was born here. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I would be packing my stuff. I would be making contingency plans to leave. Especially if I had TPS. They're not going to give you the status. It's only a matter of time before you get kicked out. They're not going to give it to you, so it's only a matter of time before you get kicked out. Here's my advice. All of those 500,000, if you're an immigrant, illegal immigrant, or you're legal somehow, some way, and you just here temporarily or whatever, I would be making my way out the door somehow, some way. I'd self-deport. I wouldn't let them throw me out the country. Because throwing me out the country, I don't know when you're gonna come and get me. When you gonna come and get me and deport me? That's the big thing. I'd rather know when I'm gonna deport. I go my own way. I make it out of the country my own way, as opposed to you deporting me and I don't know where you're going to send me, right? Because they're sending people to places that people don't even know about. People don't even know where these countries are. Why they getting deported to this specific country? They don't even know. I'd rather get myself out the country and get myself where I need to go. Even though I may or may not have been there. Who knows? I don't know how long this TPS program is going. But I do know you can't afford to get picked up at your job, on the street, anything else, and you got family here. Because then you're going, and then you ain't going to be able to come back, and you may not ever be able to come back after 10 years. So it's better, I hate for me to say it, but it's almost better to self-deport than to get caught. Isn't that a better thing? To get caught than to self-deport? Not get caught. I can't do it. I can't wait around for them to get me. Hey, Triple. I can't afford to sit around and let them come and get me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit around and let them say nothing to me or put me on a boat or anything else. No, we ain't gonna be able to do that. And people say, no, how you going to put yourself out there? How you going to do that to yourself? They're gonna do. I'm gonna do it to myself before they get me. It is what it is. A triple, A triple. Oh shit. Call. Hey, Pan. I got a question for you. How you calling illegal aliens on Puerto Ricans and all of them speak Spanish anyway, and they all look like they Spanish or Hispanic anyway. Seeing as how you live there, how you be done call ICE on all them people? That don't even make no sense. Unless you was lying about you living in Puerto Rico. Because Puerto Rico is an American town. All of them people speak Spanish. All them people look foreign. Some of them look foreign. How you calling the police on them, and how did you know they didn't belong there? Unless you just wasn't there. Unless you just was lying about where you was at. That's all I'm saying. Because I heard you say the other night, I keep calling illegal aliens all day. How you calling illegal aliens on Puerto Ricans and you live in Puerto Rico? They don't make no sense to me. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Hey, Triple. Hey, Pan. You want to come up on the panel? But you can if you want to. My whole point is I would self-deport. I would go out the door my way. I wouldn't go out the door the way you want me to go out. The way the Trump administration want to drag me on a plane in front of everybody. I ain't doing that. I'm going out the door on my own. Okay. Hey, Triple. What's happening?
What's up? What's up, Dream Girl?
Nah, I was talking to Pan, right?
Oh, okay.
He said he immediately called ICE on Africans, Caribbeans, Latinos, Asians, Arabs. He said he lived in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So my understanding is Puerto Ricans speak Spanish, right?
Yeah.
So how you calling the ICE on them if you live in Puerto Rico? How you know they don't belong there?
Yeah. Puerto Rico is that's an American territory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what? I don't know if he's bouncing back and forth or, I'm not sure. He didn't really add any clarity to when he said it. I remember he said that though.
Yeah. So that made me. I thought about it and I said, "How the hell you calling ICE on anybody?"
Jay Tillman said he gonna call ICE on you. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, K.I., can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What happened with Anton Daniels, man? I thought you was cool. Like I heard you and Jay talking the other day, and he tried to block you.
Daniels.
He tried to block you.
Yeah, I called him a coon or some shit a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Damn, that's
when
crazy.
I first came on the internet.
Oh, okay.
I called him a coon. Not directly like that, but I said like a super chat. You do super chats and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I think I did super chat and I said something bogus in there, just like I did it on the Lapeef. I did it with Anger.
Oh, you said something on the Lapeef channel too?
I said something at Anger Man's and he blocked me.
Damn.
Anton blocked me.
Damn.
Media Man blocked me.
Media Man blocked? Oh, wait a minute now, HQ. Media Man as solid as it gets. What did he block you for?
That man straight up blocked me. If Media Man blocked me, who else blocked me?
Damn.
That's all I can remember so far, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the subject was the immigration. Pan, you said you called. Well, maybe you was in the United States. I don't know, but you said you lived in Puerto Rico or something like that. So I took.
Yes. Well, number one, greetings. Thanks for having me up. Mm-hmm. And HQ, respectfully, when you ask questions, you got to use your brain when you ask the question. Number one, Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens. So
I know that. I know
Well,
that.
let me respond to your question. Number one, no, I have never in my life ever reported any Puerto Ricans to ICE. Number two, you're not aware that there are illegal aliens even in Puerto Rico. I'll give you an example. In the town in Puerto Rico one of the towns that I own real estate in is Catalina, Puerto Rico. ICE vans literally drive around Catalina looking for illegal aliens to scoop up. So yes, the problem with illegal aliens, I say the main difference though, the difference is Puerto Ricans at least have the sense to report the illegal aliens to ICE. They don't let the illegal aliens hang out at Home Depot taking jobs away from them like you all do in the United States. With all due respect, and to land my plane,
No, no, no.
yes,
I mean, no, no. They
all right,
all
well go ahead and make your
primarily
point.
speak Spanish. They all primarily have that look about them. They all primarily do. So how do you know who to call ICE on and who not in Puerto Rico? That's my point. I understand Puerto Rico is an American what is it called? I forgot what it's called. Uh
It's a territory. It's a U.S.
Territory, yeah.
territory.
American territory.
Yes.
I understand
I
that.
got your question. Let me answer your question. Are you aware that all illegal aliens are not Hispanics? You also have illegal aliens that are Haitians. You have illegal aliens that are Chinese. You have illegal
Right,
aliens that are from different parts of the world, the Arabian world. So,
right.
back to the focal point as far as the illegal aliens that I got deported. I'm from the state of Maryland. I still own real estate in the state of Maryland. Yes,
Oh,
the
so you went to
majority.
Maryland
We'll go and
to
make your
call.
point. Make your point.
You went to Maryland to call. You wasn't in Puerto Rico doing that, so you don't really live in Puerto Rico. You just visit Puerto Rico.
No, your brain is not working. I literally just said
Oh,
that
my
I own
brain
real
is
estate.
working just fine. We listening to
All
you.
right. Well,
Okay.
if you're listening to me,
Hey,
why
hey,
you keep
you
cutting
only
me
got
off?
you only got one more time to insult me, and then you won't be on my panel again. We got to be clear on that,
Respectfully,
right?
I'm giving you the same energy you giving me.
No, I'm not giving you no
Respectfully.
negative energy. I'm not insulting you. You have one more
Uh,
time to do that, then we I'll be not so nice.
so it would be better if you asked me where I live there so I can answer that instead of attempting to
You
mischaracterize me.
said
Yes,
you lived in Puerto Rico. You didn't
I
say I
do.
swung back and forth. You didn't say that.
I live in Puerto Rico. I mean, I don't know what part is hard for you to understand. Respectfully.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Triple,
Yes.
triple.
Yeah, this is an interesting discussion.
Hmm.
Just on the topic of immigration as a whole,
Right.
I would say, my concern is like, as far as the illegals that's here, they've been here, like, it's been a thing for a long time, is the best way I could say it.
Hmm.
What was the general long-term plan for them of what they plan on doing as far as resecuring Mexico and Mexico is my question, but at least for the Mexican ones, because my thing is like, hey, at some point you have to re-seize back control of your country. Just fleeing isn't going to be like the end-all answer to that. Fleeing is never the answer, but when I look at the great African leaders of the past, Patrice Lumumba, Thomas Sankara, like those guys really dug down and fought to like get regain control of their country. Like,
But
and I'm not
triple,
really
I
hearing
think
that
that
talk right now.
I think you actually answered your own question, brother. They plan literally was to flee to the US and take over your country. That was their goal, brother. That's still their goal. Literally, we could look at certain states that already have a Latino majority, an immigrant majority. Look at the entirety of the southwestern US from what is that, Texas to California and everything in between. Those are majority Hispanic states, brother. That was their goal to take over your state because they will never take over their own country and fix it.
Well, let me ask you a question, Pan. Um, I guess my question on that concern, if you really think that's their main plan to take over, are you thinking they're just planning on doing that just by numbers? or do you think they're constructing a real master plan to seize control? Like in what way?
Yes, literally, anyone can look this up. It's called Reconquista. Reconquista. This is what the Hispanics call the taking over of the United States. They call it Reconquista. So yes,
Reconquista. What's the
yes.
actual plan though? Is my question.
What the plan is, what they're executing right now, literally.
Just to take
Uh,
over and just to have a large amount of numbers here. I mean, like,
bro,
what
I'm
is?
trying to let me
Go ahead.
complete the
Go ahead.
sentence, brother. Let me
Okay, go
complete
ahead.
the
Go
sentence,
ahead.
brother. They're taking over certain city councils. They are
Yeah.
even the mayors in certain cities, brother. The
Yeah.
Hispanic caucus, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, is larger than the Congressional Black Caucus already.
Oh yeah, I know that.
So,
Yeah.
so their plan actually is working, undeniably.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. This is interesting. On this behalf. I know the impact that they have out in California. There's no question about that. Definitely headway in Texas and everything, and I see the movement in the other states as far as securing that. There's some more things I want to say about that too. Go ahead, Black America. I'm gonna jump back in.
Good afternoon. Good evening. How's everybody doing? HQ, what you doing back up here, girl? Hell you got going?
No, just talking about immigration. That's all.
All right, so I did hear the little thing that one little gentleman said about the Latinos and what they're doing. So Lex, I was told a long time ago by my parents that the Mexicans have already said that they were going to outbreed everybody and overpopulate the country to where they would have the control. So, I mean, it is a thing, but you got to understand also California, Nevada, Mexico, Arizona, all of these things, Texas, all of these states belong to Mexico. America, just like it took black people, it took those things from Mexico. So Mexico is playing the long game and they are trying to take back part of their country. So I understand what they're doing. I dig it. It's not a problem.
Black America, can I ask you a question, brother? It'll be brief. The question is, are you aware that Mexico stole those states that you just mentioned? Mexico stole those states from the indigenous populations of those states, the indigenous tribes of those states. Or, in other words, Mexicans are not indigenous to that land.
No, so what you probably don't realize is that if you look at genealogy, DNA, words like aboriginal and indigenous, those are the same things. And that's why a lot of times you can't tell certain Mexican people from Indians or, certain Indian tribes, they look like Hispanic people. Is because, bro, for the most part, they're all the same, to be
Well,
honest with you.
one point at a time. Actually, with all due respect, brother, you're wrong. Mexicans are descended from Mayans and Incas, which are from south of the Rio Grande River. The
And what do
indigenous
they look
peoples.
like? What do
No,
they
I'm not.
look like? Look
Brother,
at
when am I getting?
every Mayan. Hold on. They look at
All right, go
every
ahead. Make your
Mayan.
point. Then I'm
Look
gonna
at
make mine.
every
Go ahead, brother.
right. Look at the movie Apocalypto. Right. If you watch the movie Apocalypto, all of those people look like what? Native American Indians. You can't fight me on this one, sir. Like I say,
Yo, well,
history
actually,
is
I'm.
the
Well,
only class I went to in college.
exactly. So let's have a dialogue, brother. Actually, you're losing the fight right now. I could name two tribes in Africa. We could say the Igbo and the Yoruba. Now, they look relatively the same, but they are not the same people. They don't have the same indigenous tribal lands. Same thing with the so-called Mexicans. The so-called Mexicans, as I stated before, they are not indigenous to the states in the southwestern United States. Actually, Mexico stole that land during the Mexican versus Indian Wars. Why do you think Apache was literally going to war? Geronimo. Why do you think Geronimo was going to war against the Mexican government, brother? Because the Mexican government colonized his land. Mexicans are not indigenous to the southwestern U.S. states. They stole that land from the indigenous tribes that were there, brother.
Mm.
And there's no
if
way
that's
around
what you if that's what you think, okay. And when you said about the two Nigerian type African tribes, bro, they are they are just separated by a street. They are the same tribe. They're just two sides of the same coin. They're,
respectfully,
they
brother.
they
Well, let's
they
zoom the
are
camera out a little
exactly
bit.
the same. They
Well,
are
hear me out.
exactly the
Hear me out, brother. And let's not make this a contentious discussion. Let's speak about Native Americans specifically. Now, you would never argue that a Cherokee is indigenous to Mexico, correct? Let's have a dialogue. Would you ever say that a Cherokee is indigenous to Mexico just because they are both Native Americans?
no. So the
Okay, so
thing
hold
is,
on. Let's have a dialogue. So
listen.
why would you
No.
say,
So let
bro?
let
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 me
me
make the
let me
point.
respond. Can I
All right,
respond?
all right. Go ahead. Make your point. Now I'm gonna go. Go ahead.
They're indigenous to North America, which means that
Your mic went out, brother. That was God telling you that you need to listen. The point is this: Mexico is a part of North America, but that doesn't mean that Cherokee people are indigenous to Mexico. So just as the U.S. indigenous tribes are not indigenous to Mexico, the indigenous people of Mexico are not indigenous to the United States. What part you don't understand, brother?
You say what?
Yeah, he's gone, and I'll repeat what my point, and it's a very valid point because a lot of Hispanics, particularly Mexicans, they repeat the same lie because it perpetuates their agenda, which is to reconquista or reconquest the United States and take it over. Mexicans
But
are not in.
I mean, what is the what's the numbers on
Uh,
what's the numbers on them coming over, uh, immigrating, coming over? Yeah, okay,
yeah,
fine,
yeah.
but he's
All
not
right.
kicking Trump. Trump is not kicking these people out because he give a damn about black people. He's trying to kick out all colored people,
Now I said nothing
whether
about
that's
what
Mexican or not.
I, ne-
He's trying to kick
I
them
never.
all out.
Well, just so I'm clear, I never mentioned Trump or what he cares about. I'm just
Mhm.
right now speaking about the origin of Mexicans. I didn't even bring up Trump at all. The point is
Well,
this.
that's
All right, go
another
ahead, make
that's
your
a
point.
whole other. But I'm saying that's a whole nother topic. The topic we
Hold on, are Mexicans not immigrants? Because the topic, I thought the topic was immigrants.
no, it's
that's
immigration. Period. Immigration.
Exactly,
Period, sir.
immigration. So we're speaking about the
not
people.
whether they're indigenous to the land or not. We understand
No,
all that.
no, he brought that up. I didn't even bring up the indigeneity of them. He said that that land belonged in Mexico. I was just correcting him. But back to the topic at hand, immigration.
Mm.
Yes, these immigrants from all around the world, their goal is to not only take over the United States, but to ethnically displace Black Americans, and they're doing it. While he's talking right now in California, Black people is less than goddamn 3% of the state's population, and he's sitting here saying it
So
ain't nothing
what?
wrong with
So
Mexicans
what?
taking
What?
over his
What?
state.
Why does that matter? Why does that matter? You explain to me
Let
why
me
that
respond to
matters.
that. Let me
Why does
respond
that
to that.
matter?
Let me answer. Do you want to answer, brother? Let's not make this conversation contentious, brother. Let's dialogue for the edification of the
Wait a minute.
people listening.
Answer this one question. Answer this one
Well,
question.
Can I answer his question?
Answer
Can I
it.
answer?
Oh yeah, answer this question.
Yeah, let
Okay.
me answer the brother's question. The reason it matters is because the communities that we are creating and have created, we were supposed to preserve them for our own future generations, not forfeit those communities to foreigners. How you don't understand it, brother?
Is it okay for me to answer now?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay, so the way I'm going to answer that is, let's say when me and HQ were young, our parents and grandparents had homes. When me and HQ got older, our uncles and aunts, and even us, if they passed away, We sold those homes and moved out and got bigger and better homes in different communities. We didn't stay in those communities. I and so yes, so then the other people, they can move in because we no longer stay in those damn communities. Okay, so that's how I'm answering that.
Yes, and watch how brief my response is. So you admit that instead of preserving Black American communities and building better Black American communities, you allowed your community to be eradicated and you sought refuge, you fled to other people's communities where you are once again a minority, correct?
No, sir. What I'm saying is we care about our families. We care about the education of our children.
Uh huh.
We don't give a shit about a community, about a corner
Uh huh.
store or anything about that. I care about my wife, my kids, my
Yeah.
family, what
I
I
hear you.
have going on. I don't
And
care
brother,
about other black people in the community. I'm sorry.
well, brother, you don't
That's
have to rant, brother. I
that.
got your point. Brother, you don't got to rant. Let's go point for point for the sake of the dialogue. Yes, I understand what you're saying. What you're saying is literally fuck the community, and that's why you're only 3% of California's population right now. So you continue to be prideful, and you'll be bred out.
No, they won't because then they would. That's if we mix and we breed out.
You create more mulattoes. Yes, yes.
Well,
That's what's happening in
Thank you,
California.
thank you, HQ, thank you, HQ,
Yes. Thank you, HQ.
and
but
none of
most
my
black people, but
and
most
none,
black people are going to breed as a black community. They're
But
going to
HQ
participate.
actually in California, the mixed race population outnumbers the blacks. Checkmate.
Yeah, that's in Mexico. That's not it.
No, I said
I mean, in
California. You're not
California.
listening.
That's not. That's in
Yes.
California. That's not.
Exactly. Exactly.
And we still marry black people. Marry black people. So how do we breed ourselves out unless we
And
all cross and do
well,
all of that, which we're
well,
probably
let me
not
let me
going
let me
to do.
answer that. Let me answer that. Let me answer that. And once again, all my responses are brief. The Congressional Black Caucus, the ones, because you know most of them are Democrats. Matter of fact, all of them are Democrats. HQ, you're a Democratic voter. The Congressional Black Caucus already acknowledged that as the total number of immigrants increases in the U.S., the total number of majority Black American communities, cities, towns, and congressional districts is decreasing. So if you want to, as Black Americans, forfeit all of your communities to foreigners, that's your choice. I'm not black, so I can't tell you what to do. But I'll be all right because I'm a mulatto. Y'all gonna mix with all the foreigners anyway. Create more mulattoes.
Okay. Is the black population decreasing? Is that what you're saying? Is it on the decline? Hmm.
Well, no, what I said is the total number of majority Black American communities, but the Black American total population is actually stagnant. It's always in between 12 and 14% of the U.S. population since the goddamn 50s, while the Hispanic
Okay. So
population.
what do
All right,
you
go ahead.
mean by
so
so what do you mean overthrown if we're stagnant?
Yes,
exactly.
I'm trying
That's
to
what
answer
I'm
that.
trying to understand.
Well, can I answer that so you can understand, brother?
Hmm.
Yes, the black population in the U.S. is stagnant only because you have black immigrants coming to the country. It's not stagnant because the black American population is increasing. Actually, due to mass uh, genocide via abortion, the black American
No,
percentage of the
no, no, no,
you
no.
got to stop
Don't
me
even
out when I'm
say
telling
that.
the truth.
Don't even say
Everything
that.
I'm saying is truthful.
That I don't really. I know that for a fact.
All right,
They had abortion.
but let me lay my plane though. Let me lay my plane though. The point is this: the only reason that the black population in the US is resting at 13% approximately is because you have an influx of black immigrants. But the black American population is decreasing due to abortion. You done killed over 30 million black babies. Let alone the murders y'all commit in the streets against
No,
each other.
no, no, no.
I mean, everything I'm saying could be fact
Can
checked.
can I say can I say
Yeah,
something,
go
young
ahead, go
man?
ahead, brother.
Please,
Go ahead.
please, please don't use the A word. Okay,
Yeah,
don't
don't do
use
that.
that.
All right,
Say,
I'll say
say
baby deletions. I'll say deletions.
yes, yes.
You've
Thank you. I
deleted
appreciate you.
You've deleted.
Thank you.
Let's have a dialogue. Now, on paper, they say it's approximately 44 million Black Americans. Simultaneously, Black Americans have deleted over 30 million black babies. Or in other words, if it wasn't for baby deletions, the black population in the U.S. would be approximately double. But
No,
you're fixed on
Oh,
genocide
oh,
against yourself.
okay.
no.
So what is the? So let me talk to him for a second, HQ. So your problem is because women have baby deletions and our population isn't growing and it isn't increasing and it's been the same for the last 50 years, then that means, what does that mean?
Yes,
If
yes. Oh, go ahead.
hold on, I got one more thing to add. So like me and HQ know, black people marry other black people at a rate of 85%, right? So black people are with black people. So what does the immigrants coming over here have anything to do with black people? Has a immigrant
Yes.
ever taken your
I
job?
got the question, brother. I got the question. Can I answer it, brother? Or are you filibustering? Let me answer your question. Let's go point for
No,
point. It'll be
I'm
so brief.
muted up. Go
Yes,
ahead.
yes. It'll be so brief. If the black Americans were not deleting their babies at such a high rate, the Hispanics would not outnumber you right now. That's number one. Number
No,
two,
no. You stop
mathematically,
stating
what I'm saying is irrefutable.
stop
Mathematically, what
stating
I'm saying is
facts.
irrefutable.
Stop stating things as fact. It has a lot to do with deaths, births, immigration, migration. Has a lot to do with that's a small portion of why our numbers are the way it is.
Well, HQ,
Don't
can I ask you a
drag
question?
that's a small portion of
Well,
why our
HQ, let me
numbers
ask you a
are.
question. Is 30 million a small number of people? I'm just asking. Is it a small number? And it's only 44 million of y'all.
30
It's 30
million what?
million.
What 30 million what? What do you mean?
The 30 million babies that have been deleted,
30
sis.
million a year? Let's
Black
see.
babies.
Oh no. Is it 30 million a year or what is it? 30
No,
million
30
what?
million since 1960.
What?
30 million black.
Well then why are we talking about 50, 60, 70 years ago?
No, we
What
said
are we
up until
talking
the
about?
current day. You're not listening. HQ, that's what I'm saying. You got to
30
put your
million
up until
over
the
a
up until the
60-year period?
yes, sis.
Sir, stop it.
I'm asking a question.
No,
Is that a small number?
Stop it.
Is
HAQ.
that a small number?
He's about right. It's been about 20 million baby deletions since
No,
1970
I'm not
when they were
disputing the
doing their.
number. I'm not
Okay,
So
so
what
disputing
is
he's
that
that a small
number.
asking,
number?
is it a small number? My question to him is, why does it matter
Well,
if we're still the same?
I'll repeat why it matters, brother. Because your population would have grown and not been stagnant, brother. You would not be outnumbered by Latinos today
And and and
if you
so
did not
that
delete. Let me
and
complete the
and
sentence,
that
brother.
does what? And that
That
does what
maintain. I'm
though?
trying to answer your question. Can I answer your question? That maintains control over your communities. That maintains the black majority and majority black American cities that are no longer majority black American. Compton would have still been majority black American. South Central would have been still majority black American. DC would have still been majority black American. I can keep listing cities that used to be majority black American, but you have sabotaged yourselves by deleting your own babies. How you don't understand that?
That don't even make
I, I,
sense.
I
I already
yeah, it
explained
don't
it.
make
Because you're an old
I already
fool.
explained it.
I'm talking to
it
old
doesn't make
fools.
sense.
I'm talking to old fools
Yeah,
because anybody with sense understood what I just said.
Amen.
no, it's no.
Right.
The problem is what you don't seem to understand is there is no community. There are no more neighborhoods. Your
Yes,
community are
you
people.
will have.
Oh
Hold on, brother. Don't you realize you will still have neighborhoods if you didn't delete so many of your babies? Simple question.
no, you
Don't
know
you
why?
realize?
You know
All
why?
right, well then,
Hold on, hold
well I
on, hold
can't
on, hold
explain.
on,
I got
hold
black
on, hold
fatigue.
on, hold,
I got
hold,
black fatigue
hold
talking to
on.
y'all, and I only been on here 5 minutes.
Because those people would, like I said, just like me and HQ did, we would have done better in our lives. We would have got better educated, and we would have moved out of our situations. Nobody. Yeah, so I have
Hold
a
on,
house
Black
in a black
America.
community.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
Go
Listen
ahead.
to what I'm saying, brother. Why don't you realize that you could have built Black American middle class and upper middle class communities? You didn't have to move to the white man community if you wanted something better. How you
So
don't realize it?
I'm going to explain to you again. I don't care about the community. I
And that's
care
why
about
foreigners.
my
Hold on, brother. One
family.
mic at a time.
I
Let's not go in circles. Let's not go in circles. That's the point right there. You don't care about the community. That's why other ethnicities that do care about their communities are outnumbering you and ethnically displacing you. That's it right there. Really, I have black fatigue trying to explain to people double my age why you need to practice self-preservation and you refuse to listen. All right, well, let yourself be bred out. Let foreigners outnumber all your communities and take them over and be the mayors and city council members in your cities, and that's that.
okay, and what is that going to change for black people?
No, you're going to be bred out. It's
That's
going to
what.
get much
See,
worse.
so
Let me answer that.
so
Can I
so
answer that?
so
Can I answer
the
that?
the
Can I
whole.
answer that?
Hold on one
Can I
second.
answer that, brother?
Hold
I
on
want to
one
answer
second,
you.
young. Hold on. Let me finish.
But
Let me
I want
finish
to
the
answer your
statement.
question. Let's not speak to another question. I'm trying to answer that first question. You said, what's
Oh,
going to change
okay,
for
go ahead.
blacks? Yes, it's going to get a lot worse for you. You're going to have less black American mayors. You're going to have less black American city council members. You're going to have less majority black American communities, cities. Literally, less representatives to
Pan,
advocate. I'm trying to
here's
answer
my
your question.
question. Here's my question.
All right, but let me say this
What
one last
is
point, and then I'll answer your question, please. You'll have less
no,
elected officials.
hold on. You are,
My
we already
God.
got the
No,
example.
no, no, no. You didn't hit this point though. I didn't say this. I didn't say this yet. You'll have less elected officials that are Black American and willing and able to advocate for policies that you want to implement. Now go ahead.
You say we will have less black people. Does that mean we won't have black people, period, or we'll just have less?
You'll be like Australian Aboriginals.
Okay,
You'll be
so
relegated.
why are we concerned about that? When
Exactly. If you're not concerned,
hold
now go
on.
ahead.
We have constantly had primarily the same percentage of black people in this country for decades. Basically, we swing between 13 and 15%. That's historically, we've swung between 13 and 15% for the past 60, 70 years. We're going to swing between the 13 and the 15% for the next maybe 50, 60 years. Why are we concerned about we're going to have less representation? Apparently, we won't have less representation
Well, let
because
me answer that. Let me answer that.
hold on, because it doesn't make sense. We're not going to be overrun by we're not going to be overrun. Their populations can get as big as they want to. Our population may grow just along with it. You don't
It's
know
not though. It's not.
but you don't know the trend. No, you're saying that because you seem to think that we're going to mix and match. Not all of us mix
No,
and
no.
match.
I'm saying that because of the deletion baby rate.
It doesn't
That's what
matter.
I'm saying.
That's a small portion
Oh,
of
all
why
right.
we stay the
30
same.
million is a small portion.
So
I'm asking.
I don't. Wait a minute.
Is 30 million a small
Pan.
portion?
I don't care. I don't care. I don't
I
care.
know you don't care about the
I don't
babies.
care.
That's a
That's what I'm
problem.
saying. I don't care. I don't care about that. That's a small
Yes.
portion. That's a small portion of why our numbers is between 13 and 15.
No, no, it's not. It's the
I
leading killer.
No,
It's
it's
the
not.
leading killer of
I just
blacks in the
said.
U.S.
I just said it's a small portion. You
No, but
have
it's the leading killer
migration.
of blacks,
Hold
though.
on. Hold on. You have migration, traveling, birth
Yes.
rates, death
Yes.
rates. All of these things have a bigger percentage on why we have a numbers that we do, and ABs are not a part of that. No, a big part of that number.
Well,
That's
with all
not
due
a huge
respect,
part of our number. So
well,
stop
HQ, let
saying
me
that.
respond. Let me respond, HQ.
So I'm saying
Literally, you could.
you could. You keep saying
All right,
that
go ahead.
we don't care about that number.
No,
Stop
no, no. But
saying that
all
number.
right, let's progress the discussion, though,
We
please.
don't care about that
All right,
number.
we heard that part,
You know.
HQ. We know you don't care. We know you don't care. The point is this, actually, just for the listeners, anyone listening, you could type in what is the leading cause of death amongst Black Americans. Type in baby deletions, but
Nah,
you
nah,
know the word,
nah, nah,
AB.
nah, nah, nah. No, we don't.
You'll
No, we
see that that's
don't.
the leading killer.
That's what you
But let's
lead
move
with.
forward.
That's not how that's done. You asked them
Actually, it
how
is.
you asked them how to what's the major case of wait a minute, what was the first question you asked? What was it?
Well, you cut me off. That's why you don't know
What
what
is
I
the
asked.
main cause of main cause of what?
Yes, yes,
The main cause of death.
yes. Uh huh.
Among black people?
Amongst Black Americans, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just type it in, and
It
you'll see.
should it should say heart disease.
Exactly. Now, take the number from
Nah,
heart
nah,
disease,
nah, nah,
and
nah, nah. Don't tell me what I'm gonna find. Be quiet.
all right, we'll go ahead and type it in.
It don't say anything about kids.
Exactly. Say what
I
it
mean, I'm
says.
sorry. It don't say anything about deletions.
Say
That's
what
all.
it says. Respectfully.
Heart disease,
All
cancer,
right.
injury,
Does it
stroke,
say the number?
diabetes, homicide.
Exactly. Does it say the number? Does it
I
say the
didn't.
number? Just for the
I didn't.
listeners. Does it type the number in, please? What is the number?
Okay. So these are
Yes.
deaths. These are not.
Exactly.
That's not considered deaths.
No. Type the
A,
what's the
B, and
number of
C are
deaths?
not considered deaths.
I'm not about to debate with that with you. I'm asking what's the number
For
according to
what?
heart disease? What's the number?
What are the percentage? What are the percentages? Okay.
No, I know. What's the raw number is what I'm asking of
I'm
Black Americans that died of heart disease. It'll pop right up.
okay. I'm doing this. Let's
And
see.
while you typing, guarantee is less than 30 million.
Let's see.
Checkmate. So let's see.
Mm.
Exactly. Say the number, please.
It said this says it's not detailed and available data.
So you typed in how many Black Americans died of heart disease, and it told you that they don't have a number.
I typed in what is the main cause of death
And it
among
said heart disease, right?
amongst Black Americans. It
Uh
said
huh.
heart disease, cancer, injury,
Exactly.
stroke, diabetes,
So if heart disease was number one, I'm asking how many
cancer.
Black Americans.
Yes,
Heart disease was number one. The
right.
question is, how many Black Americans died of heart disease?
Mm-hmm.
Can we stop this?
No,
Can
no,
we
no, please,
stop
no,
this
we no,
whole?
no,
Can,
no, no, no.
Mother,
Let her pull it
I
up. Let her pull up the information.
I I
Because
want to know
I don't
why
get
are
it.
you?
You
No,
Yeah,
let her
you
pull up the
I want to
saying
information.
know.
you keep saying this is
I
supposed to be important.
No,
I
no, but
don't
let
get
her
it.
pull up the information though. Go ahead, HQ, please.
It says
what
450,000 almost.
All right, is that less
a
than the 20
year
million that have been
a,
pardon me,
a
debated?
year.
Exactly.
That's
Let's
four
just do
hundred
the
and
math.
fifty thousand. Listen, man.
No,
That's
wait a minute.
four hundred
It
and
doesn't say
fifty
a year.
thousand. Listen, listen.
Let her say it.
That's 400 and that's
Uh huh.
450,000 a year
All right,
times
HQ, does it say
50.
that?
You're
No, no, hold on,
barking
slow
up
down,
the
brother.
wrong tree.
HQ, does it say that? Does it say 450,000 a year?
It says year that year, yes, to 2023,
All
yes.
right. Now, do the math. 450,000 times 50.
Yeah,
What is
but
that?
why are we doing the math? What are we doing the math for?
Because
What is the number? We
the
don't
point
care
is that
about
the
that
baby.
number. We don't care about
No, but you said it was a small
so
number.
I didn't say it was a small number. I said
You
I
said
didn't
it was,
care
yeah.
about the number.
All right. So I guess you changed your answer. So
I
we
didn't
can
say it
move
was a
forward.
small number. I said I didn't care about the number. I never said it
No,
was a
before
small
you said
number.
it was a small number. It's
So why are
recorded.
we comparing heart disease?
No,
I'm confused.
no,
It's recorded.
no, no.
The point is this.
What we
No,
said
no,
was
no. HQ.
nobody
What HQ
cares
said was
about the
that's it's
nobody
recorded, brother.
nobody. No, I
It's
hear you,
recorded.
but the point
All
the
right. So all right. So
pan
if you want
pan
to change your
pan
response, change it
pan.
now.
What we're saying
Pan,
is
can I
we
get a
don't
second
care about the number.
without
Yeah.
you
Go
cutting
ahead.
me
Go
off?
ahead. Go ahead, brother. Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
All right, so stop interjecting, bro. Listen, this is
Yes.
what we were saying. We don't care about the
No, we
number
heard
of
that part,
baby
brother.
delicious. Okay, so
Yeah, we
what
heard that
does
part.
it matter?
Yeah, and
You
I've explained
came
that to you
up with
multiple times. Well, let me answer that.
right,
You want
and
to
you
answer,
Yeah,
brother?
hold on,
no,
Pan.
All
Hold
right.
on.
Well, you're old
let
fools.
let
All right.
let
This is why
let
the
me
youth don't
finish.
respect the.
And
Hold
and and and
on.
and we keep telling you now, if you're pro-black and you want a black community,
No, I'm a
you
mulatto,
go
brother.
ahead and
I'm a
okay,
mulatto.
well, mulatto. If
Yes.
you want that community,
No, we
then
already
you
have
go
that,
do
brother.
something.
That's a deflection.
Okay, so then why are you even over
Yes.
here,
Let me
brother?
answer that. I remember
Pan,
Why are you over
control
here?
yourself.
he asked me a question,
Control yourself.
but can I answer the question?
Control yourself. Control yourself.
I'm under.
Control yourself. Control yourself. Control yourself.
I don't like to control people. Control yourself. Controlling yourself means waiting till you can speak, not over people. Control yourself. I hate to control people, but control yourself. Damn. Finish, Black America. Shit. I don't know where this nonsense came from.
Hold on. So my thing is, why are you even over here, brother? This is not people that think like you. This is not people on the same page as you. Why are you even over here having a conversation with like you said, old fools when we don't agree with nothing that you're talking about? That's where your main problem is. You need to figure that part out, okay? Because we don't care about things that you care about. And that's all I want to say. Now you can respond or you can boo hoo and say respectfully and all of that stuff. Go
Wait a
ahead.
minute, but it's not. But it's not a matter. It's not a matter of whether we care or not. I'm saying you're talking about stuff that makes no difference whether we know the number or not. What difference does it make whether I know there's 30 million ABs that happen in the world or happen? I don't feel guilty about that. I don't. I'm not gonna feel any type of way. That's the whole point. The whole point is you're trying to invoke something that's not going to happen. So stop saying it. I don't care about that number. That number has already been, we've already been past that. We understand the number. We get it. We get that. But you
All right.
can't but you're making broad assumptions. You're making very broad assumptions. Well, you guys are going to be gone in X, Y, and Z. Who cares about whether we're going to be gone in X, Y, and Z? We're going to be gone. We're talking about today. We're not talking about X, Y, and Z. And I get if you say you got to control immigration because it's going to get out of control, and then they might get rights more than you. But you're talking about something that happened, will happen 50 years down the road. Our numbers as Black Americans have stayed the same between
No, they have.
between 13 and 15%. Yes, they
But no,
have.
that includes Black immigrants. You're wrong, respectfully.
Black.
You're wrong.
Oh, so what? So
Okay, so that's not you, respectfully. Now, with all due respect,
that does
because y'all
not
got to.
include
Oh,
Black
go ahead and make your
immigrants.
point.
That does not
It
include.
definitely does, but all
That
right.
does not include illegal immigrants.
I said Black immigrants. You're not
Okay,
listening.
so that it don't matter. They still here.
Yeah, so they're not.
So they still here. Control
They're not the
yourself.
same as you,
Control
though.
yourself. Control yourself. Control yourself.
Well, respectfully,
Control yourself. Control yourself. Control yourself. Control yourself.
All right, I'm enjoying the dialogue. It's quality dialogue going back and forth. Hey, Pan, let them get all their thoughts out first, man, before you jump back. That's all I gotta say. Go ahead.
all right, and
Control yourself, child. My whole point is our population has stayed constant between 13 and 15%. And it's been that way for the past 60, 70 years. And it probably will continue in that particular wave and fashion. Okay, fine. So if it's stagnant at 13 to 15 years, why are you concerned about a percentage point here or there? Of course, the population is going to go more diverse. When you mix Black and white, Black and Hispanic, of course, it's going to get more diverse. But why do we care 50 years down the road what our great grandchild is going to look like? I don't care about that. You respectfully, you're mulatto, so you shouldn't give a damn either. You mixed too, so I don't even understand why you give a damn at all, because you are mulatto, as you say. The whole point is I don't care 20, 30, 50 years from now. 15 to 20, 13 to 15%. That's it. That's all I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned about whether we get more here or there. We're going to fluctuate. But those numbers, that 15 to 15%, is determined by deaths, births, migration, all of those things. Not just AB. Okay? Stop saying AB would have been a whole nother world, a whole nother generation, a whole nother this, that, and the third. No, stop it. We don't feel guilt like that. You want somebody to feel guilty? You need to go talk to somebody you know. I don't feel guilty because of that. I didn't do it. I'm not worried about it, concerned about it. I can't change the past, neither can you. So why are we talking about something that makes no difference? Only reason why you would bring up this 30 to 20 million ABs is because you're trying to make other people feel guilty who's listening. Nobody cares about that because 9 times out of 10, the 6 or 7 people that are here didn't have an AB. So please,
Yes, and is it safe to speak?
have a productive conversation. We can't have the bullshit. We can't be
Yes,
going down rabbit holes.
all right.
You like to take people down rabbit holes. I ain't going. I'm not going.
Yes, is it safe to speak?
Go now.
Yes, and actually, I mentioned nothing about guilt. That's your guilty conscience speaking. The point is this, and I rather address the brother Triple
Go ahead.
because when I address HQ, she gets triggered and
No, I
emotional, and
don't.
same
No, I
thing with the
don't. You
elder.
think I get
You
triggered?
definitely do, but let me address the brother Triple Red.
Whatever,
Uh,
whatever.
you acting immature, but
Yeah,
brother
I'm
Triple,
doing what you're doing now. See, you
actually, you're
don't like
not.
it. You don't like it. I'm doing what you've been doing. You don't like it. Stop it. You don't like it. I don't like it. So stop doing it to everybody else. Thank you.
Just so I'm clear, what are you doing that I was
What are you
doing?
doing? This.
You're being
Talking when
immature,
you
but
talking.
Triple.
Talking when you talking. That's what you're doing.
Yeah,
That's
you
what I'm
you
doing.
you you cutting people off, and you're interjecting quite heavily, bro. Like anytime somebody's talking, you jump right in while they're talking. So that's what we're talking about. Like, just show some decorum and wait till your turn.
Thank you.
Yes, and she passed me the mic, and watch how brief my response is. Anyone listening on the playback, if you go back and listen, you'll see that we cut each other off, but you all get triggered and emotional about it. But to the brother Triple, with all due respect, how old are you, brother?
I'm old enough, sir. What does that have to do
Brother,
with
let's have a dialogue. The point is
we
this.
having a dialogue? Why
Okay,
why is that
so
a
let's have a
important thing?
dialogue, brother. Brother, don't get triggered. Don't
No, there's
panic.
no triggering. Go ahead.
Okay,
What's
so
your
the
question,
question is
man?
this. Do you realize that you have an obligation to the future generations of Black Americans? Yes or no?
Yeah, and I actually agree with that. Now, see, Pan, that's where I was trying to go, but I was letting y'all have a dialogue. I
When I
don't
speak to that, then I'll
necessarily
meet up. You speak to
hold
that. Go
on,
ahead.
hold on, brother. I'm gonna respond. Yeah, I actually are not on the same accord as the other two, but you guys were having a dialogue, so I was letting y'all go. But
Okay.
I'm more of a community guy. I'm definitely will consider myself more of a pro-black. And I actually have interest in these things, but as other people are, and other people in my family is like that too. They're allowed to have their own opinions and position. It is what it is. I had a lot of uncles and family members that kind of had Black America's perspective. Who am I to say whether it's right or wrong? Or they got HQ's perspective. Is who am I to say if they're right or wrong? But whether I agree with it or not, and for the most part, I probably don't. I get out there and do what I could do. I know I've spent a lot of time and effort working at recreation centers. Trying to help out, do what I can do for the community. Try to be a mentor to young people interested in engineering or technology. And but hey, that's me. To each his own. Go ahead. You
Well,
got
Triple, yeah, with all due respect, brother, articulate the adverse effects of HQs and Black America's. Ironic, his name is Black America. He don't even care about Black America. But Triple, with all due respect, articulate the adverse effects of HQs and Black America's apathy towards the Black community, the Black American community, and our future generations.
well, I'll say this. Things like for me, if you're a community guy, I mean, obviously, like things like the population numbers, it's a level of importance there, because my concern is for all those people that have unfortunately been taken out due to those circumstances and the people that have made those choices, likely a lot of geniuses in potentially game changing people. Like when you think of the Fred Hamptons, the Huey Newtons, Eldridge Cleavers, how many of those type of people did we really lose, And, that would be a concern of mine, you know?
Exactly. Due to these baby deletions, we lost our future Martin Luther Kings, our Malcolm X's, our, like you said, Eldridge Cleavers, Mega Evers, Rosa Parks. They've been deleted.
Can I can I say something? Can I say something right now?
Mm-hmm. Go
All
ahead.
right. So um for one my bike club probably donates and gives more than a lot of organizations. I'm part of. I've been part of organizations called like 100 Black Men United. I've been part of all of these organizations. It's not that I don't care about the black community. Okay. The thing is, as a black person, when you do better, you move to better for your children. Lex, you don't have kids. I understand that. But if any one of you guys type in area code 89106, it's going to show the west side of Las Vegas. That is where I've been rocking for a long time. That is where all of the black stars used to have to come and sit and stay because they couldn't stay on the strip. I stay in historic West Las Vegas. So it's not that but I don't have to put up with nigga shit either because I can also go to a different house. You see what I mean? So you guys aren't understanding it. When you do better as a person, it's not just a black person. If a white person in a trailer park gets a better job, he's moving out of the trailer park. I don't know why you guys don't seem to understand that. It's
I was gonna say this, Black. The thing is when we say community building and better in the community, it's more than one way to do it. I get the gist of what you're saying. As you do better, people want to move up and move on, and you can't necessarily be around people. I've learned that for as well as I do. I can't be around people that don't have because they get desperate, they make moves. I dig that. But ultimately, it's still things that can be done to help improve the community without necessarily putting yourself at risk in those situations, though.
And one thing that he left out is that
no, there's not. No, there's not. Let
oh
me
my
tell you
god.
something. Let,
Well, brother, you
let me tell you
interrupted me,
something.
brother. You interrupted me, brother.
I,
Have some
I, I,
decorum.
I,
Hold on,
Have some
hold on,
actually,
decorum.
he
hold
was
on.
actually he was talking to me. Actually, he was addressing me,
Yes,
so
and
I'm
I want to
responding to what he
address
said.
one. Well, have some order, brother. The point is this, and it'll be brief.
Okay, go
It'll
ahead.
be brief.
Go ahead.
Watch how brief it is. And I said this more than once. Only, and when I say this, I'm not using it as a pejorative, but I have to use this term. Only a coon thinks that he must move amongst another race to upgrade his lifestyle. There are upper middle class black American communities all throughout the entirety of the US. Why not choose one of them to raise your kids in?
Mm,
No. So for one, I'm from the West Coast, right? I hate black people from the South. Black people from the South sound stupid. They do stupid shit. They move like rednecks.
They can't be
I
more
was in
stupid
New
than you though,
Orleans.
brother.
I was in New
Respect.
Orleans. It took me a half an hour to order a turkey sandwich, bro. I'm telling you some real shit.
No, no,
What
I
I'm
hear you, but
saying
can I
is,
ask you something? Is it more
so
black
so
American cities in the South or the West Coast? So they smarter
is it
in
more
that regard than you
is it
are.
more what?
Are there
Is it
more
more what?
majority black? Are there more majority black American communities and cities in the South or the West Coast? My point is, at least the blacks in the
The
South
South.
are okay.
It's
So
the
they at
South,
least, so they at least smarter than
bro.
you in that regard.
You do you want to live like a redneck?
Atlanta, hold on. Let's name the cities. In Charlotte, you don't live like a redneck. Atlanta, you don't live like a redneck. You can move. I'm trying to have a dialogue with you,
Atlanta,
brother. You can move to
Atlanta,
Maryland.
where all the homosexuals are.
It's homosexuals in California, checkmate. It's homosexuals in Vegas, checkmate. And trans, brother.
It's
It's trans
homosexuals
in Vegas,
everywhere.
bro. Okay, so
I
what's your point?
understand, but Pan, let me ask you a serious question.
Let's
What do
have a
we
dialogue.
as black men, what do we as black men associate men in Atlanta with?
No, I'm not disagreeing with that part
So then why are you arguing with me, brother?
because it's
Like, come
homosexuals in
on.
Vegas. It's homosexuals in Vegas where you live at,
I,
and
I'm
trains.
talking up. I'm talking about a large portion.
Yeah, in Vegas as well.
I
A large portion.
no
When you
no
go on the strip,
no no
let's
no.
have a dialogue, brother. When you go on the strip, you telling me it's not transsexuals and homosexuals on the strip in Vegas? Checkmate.
What's
So
come
the
on
point
out
is
to
this,
Vegas,
brother.
bro.
Back to
Come
the
on,
dialogue. The point is,
come on out to Vegas.
all right, I appreciate the
Come on
invitation.
out
The
to.
point is this. All
Come,
right, the point is this, brother. Just because you increase your salary or your income doesn't mean you had to move amongst the whites. There are upper middle class black American communities throughout the country. So only a coon would believe that he has to move amongst another race just because his income increased.
Mm. What do you say about that, Triple?
Well, to answer some of the things that was mentioned earlier, I
Right.
just take for example, like to give an example of what I mean. I'll do what I'll explain what Jason Black does. Like he has his Patreon, and even on his regular show, brothers call in and he give them the game plan as far as like what they need to do career and life wise. Especially
Right.
career wise. That IT workshop, the trucking workshop, like all of that stuff he has
Right.
that he's done, like it's been a big help. I've listened to tons and tons of black men and black people that have called in and got great advice.
Right.
So that's been a big help, and he's able to do that without putting himself necessarily in the crosshairs of those being in the trenches, so to say. So
Right.
yeah. I look at it from that perspective.
So, what perspective does Jason Black have when it comes to this immigration thing? Because I know he talk about
He
it.
he said he basically say like, hey, they on their own and they got to get things figured out on their own. That's his perspective,
that's the way
from
I
what I
feel.
gather.
So
Right.
Lex, are you saying that Jason Black doesn't live in the hood around a bunch of niggas? Do you
I don't
yourself
I don't know where
because
Jason Black lives.
because I know you got the little spider, I know you got the little bikes, you got all the little toys like I do. You
Yeah.
live in the hood around a bunch of niggas?
No, but my mom still does, and I pull up. I pull up.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
I
I
can
don't.
pull up
Go ahead. Go
anytime I
ahead. Go
want.
ahead.
That's right.
Go
Well,
ahead.
hold on, but
That's what
Black
I'm trying
America.
to.
But brother, with all due respect, you're not responding to the point about the upper middle class Black American communities that are not ghettos, that are not hoods. Why you won't respond to that point?
We have them here in, sir. What I'm trying to explain to you
Uh huh.
is
And you
we
chose
have
not to
we,
live in them,
we
right?
have them here. We have them here in Vegas, and I
And
said
you chose
I
not to live
live
in them,
in
right?
one of those. I told you before. I live in one of those communities. I just don't live with the niggas, right?
No, I'm asking a simple
I
question.
live. I
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
live in I live in one of those communities. I just don't live with the niggas. I live in a
No.
black community. I've
Right.
said this
Yes.
before. I've said this before.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
I just
So,
I just don't I
and
just
look,
don't live
brother,
with
that's
the
intelligent.
niggas.
And I'm not even attacking you, but the point is, just for clarity, brother. Then
Right.
why is it when we speak about building and preserving Black American communities, you automatically brought up the hood? That's what you brought up, brother. Exactly, brother. So use your brain.
No,
Just as you
no,
move to
no,
you
no.
claim.
Let,
Well,
let,
brother,
let me tell you something.
go ahead, make
Let
your
me
point.
tell you
Got it.
something. I own apartment buildings, right? So
Yep.
So I go over, I'm doing some work in one of my apartment buildings. This one kid, he is in my El Camino, right? He trying to steal the radio. He got his leg hanging out the door. So I'll go, I kick the door, break his leg all up, right? Now they want to take me to jail. I go to jail because I did an assault on him, breaking his leg up. If I didn't shoot him, only reason I didn't shoot him is because I'm a felon and I didn't want to be pulling out a dead body in the middle of the daytime.
Respectfully, brother, let's get back to the topic, brother. The question is this: just as you said,
No, I don't want to be around niggas because I would have to
brother, we're
kill
not
them
talking about
for trying to
niggas right
take
now.
my shit.
Right.
All right, hold on, brother. I never mentioned niggas not once. Why you keep bringing up niggas?
Mhm.
I said black Americans.
Mhm.
So the point is this, brother. Just as you claim that you moved to a majority black American community in Vegas, and I salute you for that, that's a beautiful thing. Why wouldn't you advocate to preserve majority black American communities? Why
The
should
whole-
we allow black American communities to be overrun by foreigners to where we become a
Be-
minority? How does that make sense?
because they're not big enough. So the people that I live around, the
No.
judges, the lawyers, the doctors,
Uh-huh.
hold on, the judges, the lawyers, the doctors, when they die, there's not other judges and lawyers or doctors to take their place because those other black judges and lawyers and doctors, they move out to Seven Hills and Anthem and all of the other rich communities. You see what I mean? So who has
That's
to
my
move
hold on,
in?
hold on. So one step at a time, brother. That's exactly my point, and you tried to argue with me against it. Literally, when Black Americans, when their income increases, many of them move to communities where they are a minority. True or false, brother? Yes
We
or no?
don't. We don't care
No,
about that.
no, no, brother. I didn't
I
ask
don't
you
know
if you
what you
cared.
don't get about
Hold on,
that.
hold on, hold on, brother. And I swear you have a comprehension issue. I didn't ask you what you cared about. We're just speaking about society as it is, brother. I didn't ask you what you cared about. The point is, you
That's
are literally
Pan.
slow down. You're
Pan. I'm sorry.
articulating,
I'm sorry.
brother. You
I'm
need
gonna
to
say
mute
this
up,
one. I'm gonna say this one last
brother.
thing,
You
and then I'm
have,
jumping off.
yeah, all right, go
I'm
ahead,
gonna
run.
say this one last thing,
All
and
right,
then I'm jumping
go
off.
ahead, run. Go ahead,
Pan.
make your statement and run.
When you get older and you do better, you're gonna do better, and that's gonna include moving on and moving
Uh-huh.
up, bro. That
All right, go ahead, run.
that's
All
what
right, go ahead, run like you ran from the black
that
community, brother. And that's the point. Run like you're advocating
pan
running away from the black
pan
community. To
pan
be better don't
pan.
mean you gotta live amongst
I,
the whites and the Asians, brother. Why don't you realize that black Americans can build better black American communities? Answer that before you run away. Why don't you realize
Bi-
that black Americans can build better black American communities?
pan pan. What
All
I'm
right,
telling
but
you
what's the
is,
answer to that
we
question, brother?
Hold on,
we
hold
don't
on.
care about we don't
No,
care about the black community, pan. That's what I've said it a million times. We
I didn't
don't
ask you that.
care about living. Yeah, you
No, I
just
didn't
said,
ask you
why don't
that,
we
brother.
build a better? You said, why don't we
Yes, that's the question.
build a
All
better
right, but
black
answer that
community?
question.
It's because I don't
Answer
care
that
about a
question.
black community.
No, I didn't ask you if you can. I asked why can't you build a better Black American community? That's the question.
Why would I?
No,
I
I didn't
worry
ask you
about
why.
my
I said
family
why can't you?
because I don't care about them.
No, I didn't ask you if you cared. I said why.
That's
It,
his answer. His answer is he don't care enough to do it.
All right, well
Right?
then he's a coward. Yeah, he's a coward,
Pan,
and he'll be a
I'm
coward.
a
And let me ask you this:
pan,
what's your grandkids to say when
pan.
they see this footage?
Man,
I'm
hold
asking.
on,
You
hold
know
on,
what you know what my grandkids like. My
They gonna
grandkids
say you was a
like
coon,
coming to
hold on, hold on.
they like coming to Pawpaw
and
house,
they gonna say you was
jumping
a
in the
coon.
swimming pool. Wait a minute, they like coming to their grandpa house, jumping in
Uh
the
huh.
swimming pool, torturing my goddamn dogs. They like riding my horses. They like petting my goats and my chickens. They like riding on the tractors. My grandkids don't have a goddamn thing to worry about, bro. I've been good for a long fucking time. Okay? And I'm
Well,
telling you,
one mic at a time,
I
brother.
am, listen, hold on. I am a professed gangbanger everybody know it. I've been to prison 5 times, nigga. I'm not one of these niggas, cuz don't fucking start talking to me like I like these fucking
Oh, you
Peckerwoods,
is a
bitch.
nigga. You is a nigga.
Yes, yes, I am
You
that
a nigga.
nigga. And that's why I can't fuck with niggas
You
like
a
that,
you're.
cause I end back up in prison. Fucking dumbass bitch.
All right, go ahead, Ron.
See,
Hold
you
on,
see,
HQ.
the
Yeah,
whole
and that's
point.
the point.
Right? Oh no, you and Triple, me and Triple can have that dialogue. The whole
No,
point
you
is,
muted me. How do we have a dialogue? You
yeah,
muted me only.
because you continue to interrupt and you won't let the
He
thought get out.
interrupted me. You ain't
When
mute him.
the thought gets out, here's the point. The point is,
Uh huh.
why should we care? You haven't answered that question.
Why?
Why
Well, you
should
muted me when I was trying to answer that. Can I
Okay,
answer it
so
now?
I'm asking you now.
Yes.
Why
Simple,
should I care?
simple answer.
Hold on.
Oh, all right.
Why should I care about something I cannot change whether it comes or not. You said it's in. You make it seem as though it's inevitable. Why should I care if it's inevitable? This
One
change, this
one step at a
migration.
time. One step at a time. When did I say you can't change it?
How do we change it?
Well, number one, call ICE on the illegal aliens, like I did.
I'm not willing to do that.
All right, so that means you choose not to change it. You
Yeah,
won't use the power that you do have.
that's not going to change it, so I don't care
So that
about that.
doesn't mean it's inevitable, then, sis.
You said it. You said,
No, you're not listening. Do you know what inevitable means?
yeah,
That
I
means
had that
it's
idea.
that means it's not avoidable.
Mhm.
That means it's unavoidable.
But that's the way
Could have
you're
been avoided.
talking. So this is a
No, you
doomsday
said that. I never
scenario
said that.
if nobody does anything. Nobody's willing to call ICE, so you can skip that.
Well, that's not true. Checkmate. It's at least one person on the panel called ICE.
No, no,
You
I'm
won't call
sorry.
ICE.
In mass, let's put it that way. In mass,
Actually,
in
that's
mass.
not even true. You don't see all these ICE raids going on
And
throughout the country?
so once we call, why would I
Yes.
need to call? That's the question. Why would I need to call when the president is doing an outstanding job of getting
Let
rid of
me
him?
answer that. Let
Why
me
do I
answer that.
need to call?
Well, can I answer that?
Mhm.
Yes. You need to call because they are illegal aliens that have not been deported. Simple concept,
There are
right?
illegal aliens that have not been deported. Of course.
Yes.
Of
Okay, so
course.
call ICE on them.
So you can't get rid of them all.
Who said that?
And and because I don't see them as a threat to me, I
So let
would
them take
not
over
be
your
called.
community. I'm not about to debate you. Let them take over your
I don't
community. It don't
I
matter to me.
don't care about that. I won't be here. I
I
won't be
know.
here in 30, 40 years, so
And,
I don't care about that.
and let me ask you the same question I asked Triple. Do you realize that you have an obligation to the future generations of your family?
I did my obligation to the future generations. I
No,
gave
you
birth
have
to
not.
black I gave birth to
Well,
black children. That's as good as I can get it.
actually, you could have done more. Can I tell you where you failed at? With all due respect,
Yeah. Well,
you have not ensured that the future generations of your family will be able to grow
mhm.
up in majority Black American communities. And actually, that's what I wanted to say to the brother, but you was muting me when I was trying to have the dialogue with the brother Black America. Literally, everything that he said he got he got a swimming pool, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The part he don't understand is he could have had all that in the majority Black American community. His grandkids could have had all of that in the majority Black American community. You ain't have to live around crackers that had that. That's a fact. But
Yeah.
only a
Well, one
cream.
one of the things I was gonna say if
All
I
right, go
could
ahead,
jump
Trip.
back in is that we gotta realize when we say black people, like and people was and it was mentioned like they don't want to necessarily be around other blacks or whatever. Like when I did like a lot of my volunteer work or work for low wages at the recreation center, I
Mhm.
focused on the black youth because the black youth don't present that risk that Black America was talking about. You know, like at least the ones that I interacted with didn't.
Mhm.
I mean, granted, it is some rather risky black youth in certain areas for sure. But the ones I encountered, which was a large amount, I mean, these was kids that was in school, and a lot of them didn't necessarily have the best families.
Mhm.
They had moms that was out to lunch, no dads, maybe an ailing grandmother that kind of cared, but she couldn't really do a lot. So for them to come up there and be able to interact with, older high school seniors or early college students, that was like a big thing to them. They actually paid them some attention. So,
And
I mean, that
go ahead,
has to
Trip.
be factored into too. Go ahead.
And with
Mhm.
all due respect, you kind of let HQ off the hook because I really would like to know the answer to this question. Now, you
Oh,
said
oh.
that there's nothing more that you can do. You have black kids, and that's it. But don't you realize that by not ensuring that your future generations will be able to grow up in a majority Black American community, you have contributed to
Yeah,
them
but
being.
here's the thing. I don't care
Well, can
about
I
that.
complete the sentence? Can I complete
So
the sentences?
okay.
Please, control yourself. Have some decorum,
I'm just saying
respectfully.
I don't care about that.
So you
So
don't care
that's what
about the
I'm saying. That.
well-being. Well, one mic at a time. So you don't care about the well-being and the progression of your future generations of your family, your own great great grandkids.
No.
And this is why niggas is losing.
No,
I'm gonna be honest. I got black fatigue.
I
Talking to
can't
you.
concern myself about people I
All
don't
right,
see,
well
know,
that's you, and
see,
that's
know,
why.
or whatever. I can only care about the kids that I give birth to, and the kids they give birth to, and the people I can see and care about.
No, I
Okay,
hear you, and that's why Hispanics are doing better than you in the U.S. and
I can't
Asians.
help that they
Yeah, I know
are.
you can't do nothing about it. You can't do
So
nothing about it. I know
you
you
can't do
can't do.
nothing
You're
about that.
powerless. You're powerless. I know. I get it.
There's people like you that care too much about that. We have
Well,
no
actually,
idea. You care too much about that.
you can never care too much about your future generations.
I
You can
do.
never care too much. Let me repeat that again. You can never care too much about your future generations.
Right, right.
Okay,
I just don't care about that. That 10,
you
10,
should care.
20
You should
years.
care more. You should care more about your
No,
future
no,
generations.
no. I should care about as much as I
And
care.
that's why you're getting gentrified and you're crying and police killing
Yeah,
y'all.
but there's plenty of
And
people around
y'all,
that do care about
that's
that.
how the dialogue.
But I'm
That's well.
saying
Let me tell you
it's
the
more.
adverse
There's plenty
effects.
of people. There's
All right,
plenty
go
of
ahead.
people who care about that. There's plenty of people who care
Not
about that.
enough. Not
But
enough.
not enough.
Hey, HQ, I would like to see your reaction to the Black
To what? To
documentaries
what?
he put out.
To what?
The Jason Black documentaries, gentrified,
Oh, just
ethnic cleansing.
She
Boy,
don't
I like to
care,
see your
brother. She
response to
don't
that.
care. But this is the point. This is why blacks are being shot by police of other races in every city because y'all don't even have the sense to practice self-preservation, increase your numbers, and strengthen numbers. But you don't even realize that simple concept, really. So you'll be relegated to the bottom caste, and I guess you're happy with it, HQ. So that's just is what it is.
I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I know.
It
I
is
hear
what
you.
it is. Individual. There's
Yeah.
plenty of people who care about that. There's plenty of people
Uh
who
huh.
can make that kind of thing work.
Uh
Who
huh.
can make your generate who care about the generations this and that. I don't care about
Uh
the
huh.
generations after me. I'll be
And,
dead
and
to
HQ.
dust.
Let
I'll
me
be
tell you
dead
who.
to dust by that time. Don't
And
nobody
let me
give
tell
a
you
shit.
who. Let me tell you who not the bottom caste though. Mulattoes, Latinos, Asians, white, basically everyone else in the U.S. that cares about their future generation.
I'm sure that we're gonna continue to keep going. We're gonna continue to keep going.
Yeah, at
Okay.
the bottom. Yeah, y'all be the bottom caste forever, perpetually.
How are we gonna be at the bottom? I don't care. I don't
You be at the
understand.
bottom now. You don't own none of the businesses in your community.
You're talking about stuff
Checkmate.
you don't care about.
The
Just
majority of the police in your community are not even the same as you. They're a different race.
so my whole point is what are we doing about this? What are we doing?
Y'all not doing nothing.
No, what are you
That's,
doing? I'm
that's the
sorry, what are you
shameful
doing?
part.
What you doing?
Well, actually, anyone listening, you can literally go to my page professionally. I'm a lobbyist. I'm a retired lobbyist now. But anyone that want to know what I did in real life, I don't even got to say it. Just go to my page. Mulatto rights activist. The name of my page now is Pan Mulattoism. You can just look it up. Literally.
Well, that's the whole point. The whole point was immigration, but we got dragged down this rabbit hole that don't make no sense about where we care about. We got dragged down this rabbit hole, which makes no sense.
Well,
But
no, we're speaking about immigration.
if you can
Go
email
ahead.
me that triple, I would love it if you could email me a link because I swear to God, that man got so much stuff. He
Who
got so much more.
you
He got
you talking about Jason Black
Jason Black,
documentary?
yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
got so
yeah.
much
Now
stuff.
yeah. Now the I got a preview link to it, but it's an actual DVD.
Oh, it's a DVD.
Yeah, it's a DVD. He did a documentary on gentrification.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Jason Black got documentaries.
so it
Yep.
ain't online at all, and he hasn't done anything about it online.
It's a preview, extended preview. I'm gonna see if I can find it and send it to you. All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but yeah, the movie. I don't think the whole movie's on there.
And
Oh,
Maybe I
Black
might send you a copy, HQ.
Black America, you don't got wine in the chat. Just come back up, brother. We can have a dialogue as gentlemen, respectfully.
no, I mean because Jason. I mean, I spoke with Jay. I mean, I listened to Jason Black somewhat. I haven't listened to him about this gentrification. Basically, what he's advocating is we need to stand down. Let this whole immigration thing happen, right?
Yeah, what his
No, no,
position
no,
was.
no.
No,
Go,
that's what Jason Black said, right? Stand down.
go ahead.
No,
Hey,
he
oh,
don't
you
listen
at
to
the
Jason
feed?
Black. You
Okay,
listen to
yeah. What
Jason
he
Black.
basically his position was like, hey, they're on their own.
What the
Jason
immigration,
Black.
the people, all the people.
The people that's facing deportation. Yeah, his position is there on their own.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
position. My position is they
yeah,
on their own. I'm not doing
yeah,
anything to help them. I'm not doing anything to hinder them. They're all on their own simply because this is because they never helped us in any way, shape, or form when
yeah,
we made the referral. We said this
yeah.
is the way it's gonna be. They didn't help us, so I'm not here to help you. I'm not here
Right,
to help you or
right,
hinder
right,
you.
right, right.
That's it.
No, I dig that. Yeah, he had a similar take on it. However, he does go in depth on a gentrification documentary of talking about the importance of us being gentrified, and I think that'd be an interesting watch for you, because I know you're,
Being gentrified.
yeah, gentrified. Yeah, that's the name of it. Ethnic cleaning, American style. Yep.
Yeah, but I hesitate to have everybody kicked out because he's. I mean, it seems as though he's talking. He seems to want to kick everybody out that doesn't look like him. Okay.
All illegal aliens must be deported, regardless of race.
They don't
I
need to
call
be.
ICE.
They don't need to be
Yeah,
deported.
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
They can be made citizens. They don't need to be
Uh,
deported.
they need to go. They
Yeah,
need to
here you
go.
go, right here, gentrified.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. Yep. 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 Oh
Okay.
yeah, Race War would be dope too to check out. He got Race War,
Oh, okay.
and what is the other one? Oh yeah, 7 a.m. and he got 8 a.m. getting ready to come out too. So
Okay.
yeah, he got a few. He got a few.
And
Uh,
triple. Let me ask you this, brother. It'll be
Go
brief.
ahead.
Yes. If Black Americans continue to turn a blind eye to mass immigration and illegal immigration like HQ does this aid in the gentrification process, or does this slow down the gentrification process?
Well, I'm gonna say it like this, man. If you're pro Black community, we need as many supporters as possible. That's all I'll say. Like I've learned, Pan. Again, I've had people. My elders are old enough to be Black America and HQ's parents. Like my uncles and mother and auntie, they're old enough to be their parents. So
No, but triple, you might have missed the
hold
question
on,
with all due
I'm
respect.
about to get there. I'm getting there.
All
I'm
right, go
getting
ahead,
there.
go ahead.
Give me a second. Give me a second. So I've learned, as much as I may be pro family or pro Black community,
go ahead.
you cannot push that or make somebody else do that. That was not their perspective. My mother, yes, but a lot of the other ones, it was not their perspective, and their space has to be respected. But I'll say this, we need as many supporters as we can get.
No,
Well,
it's
well,
not a matter. Let me
you
explain.
ain't hear the question. All
Let
right,
me
go ahead.
explain something. It's not a matter of we just don't give a damn about Black people. That's not our stand. It's not that we don't give a damn about Black people. We're not here to. We're not here to. We're not here to. Do a concentrated push so that all of my race is going to be here. We don't concern ourselves about Black Americans or whatnot. We care about. I care about Black Americans, Caribbean Americans, African Americans. As long as we on this
Oh,
planet,
all lives matter. I get it.
hold on. As long as there's Black people on this planet. I don't care how many people live in America. That I don't care about that. I care about whether we are here on this planet and we're gonna have plenty of people when I'm gone. Plenty of people to make with, plenty of people to make the race go along, to continue down the line. I don't care about any of that. Well, we got to be a Black American. I don't care about Black
Well,
American.
I
I care
think,
about Blacks.
yeah, I think the importance kind of comes in because there's a lot of benefits that comes with a tight-knit community and families. As many secrets passed down, many things that help the future generations elevate, and those are things that are sadly missed for a lot of Blacks. So that would be kind of the concern for me.
Yeah, but we're not losing people. We're not losing our Black American people. We're not losing the population. We're pretty much stagnant. As you said, we're pretty much the same uh, uh, between 13 and 15% for the past.
I'll
I
say
try to
this.
say it as far as I can look back, as far as it said. So it's not what like we're losing, and it'd be a different story if we decided we were going to have a shift in black and white relations or black and Mexican relations and whatnot. But most of us black people deal with black people, so it's pretty constant that we're going to have black people, and we have immigrants that come in, black immigrants. I don't care whether they're black immigrants from Canada or Mexico or wherever, as long as they're black and they represent here in the United States or wherever. I don't care. As long as we have black people on this planet, and I'm not going to deter it. I'm not going to do anything with it. Okay? I'm just going to say we worrying about we got a head and nose in the wrong thing. That's all I think.
Okay, it's a lot I can say. This is a D rabbit hole, HQ. You know, it's nothing but respect here. So
yeah, but my whole point is, what difference does it make whether I'm Black American or Black Canadian or whatever?
It matters because those things that I just mentioned that comes with that, those are important things as somebody is maturing and growing up, and many people in our community are lacking direction because they don't have those things, you know? So that's kind of my concern on that front. You know, that's why it's important. That's the most respectful way I can put it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to, you know, shake up the apple cart here or nothing or whatever, you know, or come on the panel.
Are there a side question? Does anybody believe blacks from Africa are the same as blacks in America?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is this, you know, we got, I'll say this, once slavery happened, you know, and we got, and we pretty much kind of started from scratch over here for the most part, you know. Like, if you look at all the Europeans that's here, whether they're from Portugal, Italy, Paris, France, Great Britain, those people have thousands of years of history in their homeland, many secrets passed down. That's why a lot of those groups were able to come over here, unite, mobilize, and then move in on certain things. You know, like the Irish and stuff, they moved in on the law enforcement in the New York area. You know, Italians moved in on the fire department. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they move, you know, but they had a level of organization from you know. So, I mean, people realize that the black community, for the most part, especially back in those days, didn't really have that. So that's why they were like, we've really always been kind of under attack. But, you know, if you're familiar with any of those guys that's, you know, I reference a lot, you know, from that era, and you know what they're about, you know, you'll definitely know why those things are important. You know, that's what they were all about. So,
I mean, I like I said, I believe black is black to me. Whether you're from Africa,
if they all treated us like that, HQ, it would make sense, but they don't. Like East Africans, Ethiopians, and stuff, when they get here, they don't really fool with Black Americans like that. You know, Nigerians, they don't really fool with Black Americans like that. It's gonna be exceptions where it be like one or two cool dudes, maybe you work with or you went to school with, and you cool with him, but as a community, they don't really fool with Black Americans like that. But an Ethiopian guy can come through and he'll be accepted among Black Americans. So that's kind of the thing. Like, if you follow Tariq Nasheed and you talk about FBA and all of that, that's kind of the delineation.
Have you heard of Q Butter?
Yeah, I'm up on him too. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm up on him.
I listen to him sometimes.
Yeah. I know about him. Taz, a lot of those guys.
Taz.
Yeah, Nyla, his wife Nyla. Yeah. I'm an old school guy. I've been around a long time. I'm not really over there. Like, a long time ago, O'Shea Duke Jackson used to have something, to give you the history of it.
Yeah.
Called the Sunday Rumble.
Yeah, I remember.
You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they will all be over there. You know, even ABL, Anthony Brian Logan, he got like millions of subs. He would be over there.
Right.
Yep. The Sunday Roll. If you take it back further than that, you know, you can go back to the origins of the Black Manosphere, where you know Q Soul and Black, Junebug Obama. It's oh man, it's so many people. Go, yeah, Wacky World of O. A lot of those guys, those was like the original Manosphere 1.0. Like guys, Tariq and Jason Black, they was in that era too. Tommy Sotomayor, when everybody kind of started out on YouTube.
See, my first person that came on the internet and I seen was, I think it was either Storm Monroe or Tanya TKO. One of the two.
Okay.
My first encounter of somebody on the internet was one of those two. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
More than likely it was probably Tiny TKO, but I'm not really sure.
Okay. Yeah, I know all those gossip girls, and you know they used to come on.
And then I discovered Sony TKO, Storm Monroe. Storm introduced me to Taz.
Yeah.
Taz introduced me to what's the name? Weird name dude. He was roasting Kevin Samuels when I met him.
Is he a young guy?
I know he's in Africa. He stays in Africa. I forgot his name. Man. His last name is Man. Snoop Man, Poop Man, something like Man. Ghost Man, something like that. And then he introduced me to this one guy that's over there now. I can't remember. And then I got into Fatty, and then I met Sharon, and then I met all of them, Lapeef and all of them. Then I went through there. Then I met Jason Black. And then and SBC was one of the last ones that I met. Group that I met, and then you know, so many people, and so many. So I met him through there, and then Q Butter just came along somehow out of nowhere. From and then I met Cynthia G. Cynthia G, and discovered her content. So
controversial girl there. And I was gonna say, you know, I don't know if you follow BGS Ibmore.
No.
But yeah, BGS Ibmore and Dr. T Hassan Johnson.
Yeah, but what these are all men's channels, right?
Yeah, those are men's channels. I would
I'm not really a content. I'm not really a I'm not really a lecture content type person. I'm more of a. I got on a pan. I only got on a couple panels. I've only been on a couple panels. This is Sharon's, Hamp's, Lapeef. Sharon, Hamp, Lapeef, and I've probably only been on Pat and Fatty. And SBC. So I've only been on like 5 people's panels, and then that's it. So no other people's panels, because I've only done panel work. Anybody else that has lectures and things like that, I normally don't find. You know Izzy Bands, right? You know Izzy.
Izzy Bands. Yep.
So I was trying to transition it from, you know, and then you got the black, the black content and this, that, and the third.
Right? It's so many people. And it's just so many people. It was a girl on here,
and I've seen the women on here. I've been to Prison Cure. I've been there. I ain't into those women. I'm just not in the women's channel, because most of the women that be talking like Mamies, and I can't stand women. I can't stand women who talk and they give away their power. When you give away your power, if you
what's wrong with a cute fine pick me, HQ? What power are you talking about? Because
you give away your power.
What power are we talking about?
when you give away your power, when you identify with men more than you identify with women,
to stand
Okay.
in your power. That just listen to me.
Whoa,
Listen out.
whoa.
Wait a minute. Just listen out.
Go
Listen.
ahead.
Listen.
Go ahead.
What does it look like for you as a man to identify more with women?
Well, I shouldn't because I'm the natural born leader.
Okay,
I
then.
should never do that as a man.
So as a woman, I don't think you should naturally align with men. You should be naturally aligned with other women. Not necessarily saying that you agree with the women, but you should be able to naturally align. If you go against everything, I think I'm middle of the road. I'm a middle of the road woman. Middle of the road. This is what I'm in the middle of the road. Somebody like Flora or Tierney would be on the other side, and then on this
you
side,
got that right.
And Flora, and then Cynthia G would be on that side. Then you would have Crimson Cure, other women on that on that side. I don't identify with Crimson Cure. I don't identify with them. They are too aligned with men.
Yeah.
They undermine women.
All right, HQ. I think that might be in which way do they undermine women? Which content creators are you talking about?
I'm saying they undermine women. Okay.
Well, listen.
So if you're one of those women who your content constantly bashes women, you undergrade women. If you're that type of woman who does that to other women,
is it bashing or correcting?
Bashing. Bashing.
What way is it correcting? What's the difference?
Bashing, no. When I go over to your channel and I say, when I go over your channel, if you come to my channel and I say, just for example, I say, Christina, no, here it is. I know exactly. Ashley Dalton.
Yeah, Ashley. Yeah, what about it?
She's a motivator. Yes, that's a motivator.
Okay.
That's a woman who helps women. She motivates women. She don't bash women. She motivates them to do better. I think Crimson Cure is a woman who bashes other women. You see the difference?
What way?
Do you see? Wait a minute, hold on. I'm asking you.
Yeah, I watched.
Do you
both.
see the difference?
Yeah, let me say this. The thing is, they got different experiences and different perspectives. What Crimson Cure does, what I see her do, is she point out a lot of things that need correcting. Now, Ashley, I get what you're saying, but it's things that she say I disagree with. But I understand she's a woman. I let her rock.
No, you're looking at it like a man. What I said was a woman who you said, what's the difference between encouragement and correcting?
Correcting. Yeah.
Crimson Cure corrects, berates women.
Correction.
Ashley doesn't do that. Ashley is totally different from Ashley is the opposite end of that. They both do the same thing, except one says, "Hey, hon, you really need to lose weight. We want to do this. We want to check this out." And then Crimson Cure is like, "You shouldn't have your fat ass over there trying to eat that food." Blah blah blah. Those are two different messages.
So the delivery is
two different messages. Okay, so I'm saying I don't care for women that do what Crimson Cure does. I care. The message from Ashley is totally different. Ashley doesn't come across as a person that's capable. But see, the reason why
Ashley also has a business too that she's running, and Crimson doesn't.
And Crimson Cure does it. So she's a panderer. She panders to men because that's a man's. That's a man. She comes from the man's direction.
What point can you be an advocate and not be a panderer, or does that automatically make you a panderer?
You're not an advocate.
How can you be an advocate?
When you talk like a
I'm just asking
advocate
why
for
can't
women.
she be?
That's Ashley.
No. I'm saying
Ashley
why
is
can't?
that's
Why
Ashley.
can't? No, I'm saying if Crimson's and you're saying she's an advocate for men,
Yeah,
Crimson.
she's
Yeah.
she's
Then
a
I'm saying,
panderer.
how
No, she's a female panderer for men.
why can't she be an advocate? Why can't it be
She's
considered
just
an
like she's just like
advocate?
she's just like
HQ, this
she. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. She's just like what's that one lady name? Sprinkle lady. She's just like her.
No, that's an extreme now. Wait a minute. That lady was telling a chick, wait a minute. Let me tell you something. That lady told a chick to leave her L and husband or something crazy like that. Like that chick for me is deranged. Like it's one thing to favor a particular sex, but when you get to talking like that, like that's a different thing. I see her say some rather extreme things, so I don't really fool with her like that.
Crimson Cure is just like Sprinkle, except she panders to men. She panders to men. Sprinkle panders to women. They're both panders.
No, I respectfully
I don't
disagree.
care for either one. I don't care for either one of their messages. There ain't nothing they can train
disagree.
me. Ashley, on the other hand, Ashley does the same thing, except Ashley's delivery is totally different, and she doesn't come from the men's perspective. Crimson Cure comes from the men. Let me get these women in line. Let me say the things that these men want to say. Let me tell them to wash their ass. Let me tell them to get their ass out the street. Let me tell them to close their legs like a man would tell them to close their legs. That's the way she is. Exactly the way she is. That's why I would never listen to her. Because she takes the male perspective. She's a panderer.
Okay.
And that's considered a pander.
I'm gonna respectfully disagree.
No, it's not for you to agree or disagree. I'm a woman, and that's the message. She's tailoring her message to a woman. She's tailoring a message to a woman, and I'm telling you, as a woman, she's a pander.
I respect your perspective. I said respectfully. I respect your perspective.
I mean, the way you all say Jackson. What's the name? Jackson. What's his name? Jackson. Jack. What's his name?
I think Derek Jackson.
Yes,
Derek Jackson.
Yes.
Crimson Cure. I don't think they're the same.
Oh,
that's just from a man's perspective. I don't think you can compare those two like that. But
hell yeah.
Yeah.
To us women out here, to us women out here who don't believe in that message, she's a panderer.
Okay.
That's what she does. Because respectfully, I know her backstory. I know her backstory. I heard her backstory. So I understand you got to get your money. You got to do what you got to do.
Who we talking about? Who backstory we talking about?
Crimson Cure.
What about her backstory?
It ain't for me to say. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I know your backstory. So you need to stay over there and do that pandering.
Yeah, the thing is, but Ashley's the one running the business though.
Who?
I said Ashley's the one running the business though.
Whoa. You said what? Ashley's running the business?
I said, and Ashley, however, Ashley's the one running the business though.
Yeah, she's in
consultant, a quote unquote game consultant.
Yeah, but here's the thing: she's not running the game. She's always been a beauty style coach.
No, I agree with that, but it's still a level of game though. Like if you watch her, it's a level of game, you know. But she is a beauty and style consultant, and I agree with that. I can see that. Right. But it's definitely a level of game. Like
but that's not pander. She's not pandering.
HQ. She's running a business though. Like but what advice she's giving out to a lot of these women and what she's telling them to do, it's certainly a level of game there. HQ, you're talking to a game guy. Like,
No, I'm not saying
game gonna recognize game.
That I didn't say it was in game, but she's not doing any kind of pandering. She's telling them exactly what she's supposed to do.
Yeah, she's being straight up.
Right.
Nah, you won't get any argument
You're
from me
straight
about
up.
that.
When you're
Yeah,
being
she's
straight up, that means you're not you're not a panderer. When you're being straight up, she is different. She is different from Crimson Cure. Crimson Cure. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me put it this way. Maybe you
This is a
understand.
dizzying conversation.
Maybe you'll put it this way. Maybe you'll get it this way. When Derek Jackson speaks to women about men, the game about men. Y'all say he's a panderer. Okay, fine. I can deal with that. Crimson Cure.
Because he went too far. He started talking about baby moms. See,
Right.
This is why I disagree with you. Derek Jackson had stuff where he was talking about baby moms was better than single women without kids. Now, when have Crimson Cure said anything that was equivalent to that? He did say that.
But see,
he definitely said that.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. What I'm saying is, okay,
that is crazy.
On our base level,
he said those are for grown men.
On our basic level, you understand. On our basic level, you understand how men think, right?
I'm a man.
Okay. On a basic level, Crimson Cure understands how women think, right?
She is a woman.
So she understands how to speak to a woman a certain way to get her to do the things that she's supposed to do and how she's supposed to do. She understands how to do that. Yet she decides to approach it from the way a man would say it. Why does she approach it from the way a man would say it, as opposed to the way that Ashley says it from a woman's perspective? Why is it that she does it from the man's perspective?
Well, you know, here.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me answer this. Let me finish this. Wait a minute, let me finish this. Doesn't she speak how you understand her? Do you understand her when she be talking? I want to know that. Do you?
I do. I understand what she's saying.
All right, then. She's speaking from a male voice.
Well, my thing is this though, like with her, you know, and again, I can only comment from a man perspective, and you can only comment from a woman's perspective.
Right.
My perspective is, you can say it's pandering, you know, and I can say game recognized game. You know what I'm saying? And like what Derek Jackson was doing, that was not the same as what Crimson Cure is doing. Derek Jackson was saying extremely. Hold on.
Respectfully.
HQ. You gotta let me. HQ. I'm gonna let you finish, and then I'm gonna jump in. Go ahead.
No, respectfully. You men know when a man is pandering to the crowd. You men know that.
No, you gotta go
ahead.
Hold
on. You men know that, right? When you hear a man talking to other people about X, Y, and Z, you know when he's pandering, right? Right or wrong?
HQ, finish up. I mean,
I'm asking you, just say right or wrong. You understand that, right?
I understand what a man and a woman are pandering.
Okay. Did I understand when a woman is speaking, whether she's pandering to her crowd too? And I'm telling you, I already know that's what she's doing.
Well, here's the thing. This is my perspective. From a man perspective, I say Derek Jackson is pandering and she's not. And from your perspective, you say they both pandering. So let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay? Fair enough. I'm not here to convince you that she's not. She's got over 100K subs. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And I bet you the 100K subs men.
hey, 100K is 100K.
And I bet you it's men. There's a bunch of men in there too.
100K is 100K. And I'll say this. Derek Jackson, when you get to talking about, single moms is for actual grown men. And, you know, if he can't take you to the baddest of restaurants, you don't need to mess with him. And Look, man. I mean, look. I'm not even. That guy was just such an extreme. I don't even get me started. I'll be up here the rest of the night. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, I get
Yeah, like she ain't never said nothing, nowhere equivalent to that. Like, come on, like to tell a straight up guy, because a young guy could be watching that 17 that never had no dad and grew up with his grandma or something on his own.
See,
he listened to this guy and he giving that game. That's crazy game. He don't know no better though. So I got a problem with that as a man.
The way y'all recognize, you men recognize when y'all run into panda bears. You recognize when you run into panda bears.
No, I'm just saying, can you find an equivalent statement that she's made that is just
telling you. I'm telling you as a woman.
HQ.
I'm telling you as a woman.
Statement.
I'm
that she's made where you just like, this is so out of the ordinary.
No, I'm saying I have not watched her content to the point.
Well, if you haven't, how do you know?
Can I finish speaking?
Go ahead.
I said I haven't watched her content to the point where I know all her nuances. I only heard her a couple times.
If she's a big panderer, you should know.
And that's all I know is what I heard. What I heard.
You didn't like what you heard.
No. It wasn't a matter of liking. It was a matter of me asking the question: who is she speaking to? Because you're not gonna. You can get
younger ladies,
more ladies with honey than you can get with the sourness.
I would say younger ladies and ladies that need correcting. I mean, HQ, she wasn't speaking to you respectfully.
I don't have respect for women who do that. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and I don't have no respect for guys who put that type of information out, because it can be intercepted by guys that don't know, and that's dangerous.
What do you mean?
When Derek Jackson came out and got to saying the guys need to do that, and you ain't a grown man, and you ain't, that's for real men and stuff, and that's dangerous for young guys that don't know better to hear that. And then you're not fully, and on the flip side, you're not fully versed enough with Crimson Care to really make these calls. I'm familiar with Derek Jackson. That's why I can call him out and say specific things he said.
And I'm saying to you, men recognize when a man is pandering, and I'm telling you, women recognize the same thing.
All right, you guys.
That's why they call them mamies. When you hear women say mamie, blah blah blah.
Can you name the specific things that's of concern?
I didn't have.
You're not well versed enough about with her to make.
I don't need to know no more. I heard enough.
What have you heard? What have you heard?
I heard her. I heard her on Hap's panel.
What did she say?
In her own thing.
What did she say?
No, I'm familiar enough to know that she said she talks to women.
Okay.
The opposite.
But what did she say specifically?
I'm saying the opposite of Ashley, and the opposite of Ashley. The opposite of
Ashley. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I need to know what
you're familiar with Ashley's content. Right?
Yeah, but Ashley said a lot of different things.
The opposite of Ashley.
Ashley says a lot of different things.
Is the opposite of Ashley.
All right,
pander to men.
HQ. Ashley says a lot of different things on her platform,
but she don't ever pander to men. That's for damn sure.
Listen. Ashley says a lot of different things. So, just saying the opposite of Ashley, I don't know exactly where you're going with that. But just saying.
I'm saying you've never heard Ashley. You never got on. You never listened to Ashley and have Ashley say anything in regard to the men.
Actually, I have. I have, and I've heard Ashley check a few women because she's had quality men. I seen her check a chick that was in her late 30s that still looked good, and she had a guy that was about 50, but he was a professional guy. I think he was a lawyer.
Right.
He was really into her.
Right.
He had an itch for street dudes still, and Ashley checked her hard. So Ashley, I have seen Ashley do some straightening. So and I remember this too. She actually checked her hard about that. I seen her check 2 or 3 chicks about guys and let them know, like, baby girl, you moving wary, and you ain't told me enough for me to go at this guy like this. So that's why I say you're gonna have to be specific about Crimson Care.
Yeah, but I'm talking about from the male or female perspective.
What about it?
That's what you not getting.
No,
Crimson Cure is talking from Crimson Cure is a female talking from a male's perspective. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't get what you're saying though. I don't get what you're saying, because you said that opposite of Ashley. What about the opposite?
No, you haven't said you wouldn't say the things that Ashley would say. You would say
Ashley just straighten that chick out.
You would say the things that Crimson Cure would say. I'm saying.
All right, HQ. Ashley says a lot of things. I'm gonna summarize and wrap this up with a bow on the top. Ashley said a lot of things, and I've seen her say some things where she straightened women out that have done dirt.
Mm-hmm.
One woman called back up there because she blew it with a guy, and Ashley checked her once she got the side of what had happened. So Ashley does some straightening. Now, is she super focused on straightening like Crimson? Probably not. But they're different. They got different philosophies. Crimson is a Muslim woman, so she right there is a big difference from Ashley. But I must just say that, like, I'm not gonna get to the nuts and bolts because I don't think you're familiar enough with Crimson.
And I just told you the difference between the two. The difference.
Yeah, but you're not familiar enough with her to say that, though.
No, you're not. You didn't listen to what I said.
You've owned that you're not familiar enough with her.
I don't need to be familiar.
You do.
That's all I need to do is hear her a couple times. See a show or two, 3 or 4 different shows, which I've seen. No. 3 or 4 different shows. She was on Hamp's channel, so I've seen 3 of her interview with Hamp. What
about her interview with Ham? What about it?
She had an interview with Hamp.
What about it?
And she had an interview with Hamp. I seen 2 or 3 of her regular shows. I'm familiar enough, right? She had an interview with Hamp.
Oh, now you're familiar enough. Okay, can you say something?
No, I said I'm familiar with 2 or 3 of her shows.
Okay.
And I'm saying she speaks from a male point of view. I don't need to go no further to know that she speaks with a male point of view. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with her speaking from that. I just don't care. I don't find value in it. That doesn't mean that value.
Like I say, for her content really wouldn't be directed at you. Like, respectfully, I know you've been married and had a family, and that's great. I praise that constantly up here, HQ. Right. So
I mean, the beauty is we got 1,000,001 voices on this internet. You got 1,000,001 voices. People, we got 1,000,001 voices. That's the beauty of this place, that you have different points of view here and there and everywhere. Respectfully, most of these people have been on here longer than I've been on here. I've only been on here 2 years. When you saw me get on SBC, that was the first time I was really on a panel. So that's been a year and a half, 2 years. That's the first time I've ever been on a panel. So these people have been here a long time. A lot of these people have been here a lot longer than me.
Yeah. Now, HQ, you bring up a great point, and I actually agree with you. There are many different perspectives, because if you think about it, I disagree with most of the stuff that you say. Right. But I still come over here and I had a conversation, and respectfully, So, there's many different voices. And
I ain't met a person yet that I agreed with 100% of what say. I disagree with 90% of what Patty say. I disagree with 90% of what Lapeef say. I disagree with 90% of what SBC, Gavin and Mr. Walker say.
Do you 90 though?
Yeah, I disagree with damn near every person that damn near every person I done met on this internet, I disagree with them at some
I
particular
just
point in
I wonder about that because I mean they're married guys and stuff, and
time.
they're like the things they're speaking about. I don't see anything that they're saying wrong. So maybe you can point it out. Maybe you see something I don't see. But
No,
what
no,
are they
I'm not
saying
saying
wrong?
what they say is wrong. From their
Yeah.
from your perspective, they may be talking correctly.
From your perspective,
From
what
their
are they saying wrong? I'm asking from your perspective, what are they saying wrong?
I mean, I really don't know their point. I only know what I hear on the show.
Yeah.
Which may be completely wrong of what I think. I'm in the mid. I'm a person that goes down the middle. I
Yeah.
believe all of us have some work to do. That includes men. That includes women. Okay.
Oh yeah, there's
When
no
you
doubt
say
about
so,
that.
a lot of people in these spaces say, "Oh, the women need to change. Oh, the women need to do this. All the women need to do that." And then I say, "Well, what do you need to do as a man? What do you need to do?"
Well, the men definitely need work. I've seen them correct guys too, because they previewed guys up on Kendra, and they rough guys up too. Now the bulk of
Right.
what they preview is women, but the bulk of who come on Kendra and Ashley are women.
Right.
So
Correct.
that's what they cover. So that's how they go. But guys definitely get roughed up. You
Yeah.
know,
I mean, yeah.
yeah. We roughed up a
with that.
guy over here. We roughed up guys over here.
Right. But
Yeah.
I'm saying my personal thoughts and my personal things may be different. We got it. Well, we had to discuss. That was a whole nother discussion. And it happened yesterday. We had to be, because this is it's a perspective that a lot of men have. Women probably could not survive without men. I believe women can survive without men.
That's
Men
a
on here
negative.
believe men on here believe women can't. I believe
That's a negative. That's
right.
a negative.
But
You should watch that show.
I'm saying that's y'all's opinion. I'm saying I don't believe it. But that's
no. I'm just saying they did a real life reality show about this.
Oh, I remember it.
Yeah, and what's your opinion on that?
My opinion was it was all scripted.
HQ.
It was made for TV. It was scripted.
HQ. That's gaslighting.
And according to behind the scenes, the men even had problems with the scenario.
All right.
I mean, so I mean, I'm just saying.
Man.
And then we got into a discussion, and I said, okay, cool. Give me some proof that says what you say is true. Give me some proof that says what you say is true. I've yet to get any information from anybody in the email
HQ
about men surviving, women not being able to survive.
Well, here's the thing. We're not in that situation though. So nothing can be absolute. So nobody can actually give you proof because they're not in that situation.
Okay.
Like if I go out and play basketball, I can come back with specific notes about what happened during the game because I engaged in it. No one has engaged in a womanless environment or women haven't engaged in a manless environment. So that show was the only thing we had reference. Now you say it's scripted or whatever, so we're not going to use the show. So outside of the show, we don't have another reference. However, a lot of men have come to that conclusion because when you sit down and kind of logically go over the situation, that's the conclusion a lot of men have come to, and I understand why they've come to that conclusion. So that's what it is, but nothing is an absolute.
And that's what I said. I said you can't definitively say women can survive. I'm saying they probably can survive. You're saying absolutely they can't. I'm saying
it's likely
that they can't. Show me something.
I'll say this: nothing is absolute, like I mentioned before. But I would say, in my opinion, it's unlikely.
Yeah, you say unlikely as
unlikely.
I'm saying it's more than likely that we would, because there's all kinds of adaptations and things that need to be made. We already have a fully developed world like right now. You just have to figure out.
Yeah, but a lot of men are actually, but a lot of men are actually doing the hazardous jobs, right now. So what you're saying is true, but it's actually a half truth because it's many jobs
Right.
that only men mostly inhabit it. So if you're dealing with just women only, a lot of those positions will be uninhabited. You know, they don't have the physical makeup for them or the endurance for things. A lot of women don't. Some women do, but many women don't. Like, just
Yeah.
put it like this: on
We would
average,
have to go around that. We would have
yeah,
to go around that, right?
my thing is like this: on average, the average woman has the strength of a 13 or 14-year-old boy.
Mhm.
The average woman. Now, a woman that's constantly strength training and she's a bodybuilder, her strength is going to be a lot, is going to be well above a normal 13 or 14-year-old boy, you know? But the average woman's strength is not. And that's just what it is. It's a law of averages, is how they look at it.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm saying to you that it's called innovation, adaptation. Necessity, need is the mother of all invention. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying it would be figured out, or it would be a route that would go around whatever. I don't know. All I'm saying is I don't think we're gonna die off. We're gonna die off just that quickly because men are not around. I don't think that's the case.
All right.
But
Well,
we don't know.
we agree to disagree on
We
that.
agree to
Fair enough.
disagree.
Fair
But
enough.
anyway, remember that Jason Black thing, because I don't know how to approach that man. I mean, I don't know how to.
I'm still
It
waiting for
ain't
you
like
to
he has
react to him.
panels and stuff, so I don't know.
Hey, I'm waiting for you to react to him.
I mean, I be trying to go over there. I be trying to go over there and figure out what the
what's the confusion about him?
because it just be him talking. Because it just be him,
What?
and he ain't really doing no reaction. And you know what I'm saying? He ain't really doing.
You know what? He takes a topic, and once the topic is like hot in the media or whatever, like
I
on
wish he would have did.
business.
I wish he would have did more. I wish he would have went over there and had that debate with that racist.
Well, he had many racists call his line, and he's debated them. So, like, that's not anything new. For like Jason Black,
but
he always get
I
heckled.
don't know how to find his stuff. I don't know how to find his content like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he got so much content. God damn. And then he just has so much content, and you don't know what to look at next. You get down a rabbit hole, and then you be talking about something wild, and I'm like, what the hell? Right? So,
yeah.
I don't know. I had to look over. Wait a minute. You said he got 2 channels.
Yeah.
The Black Authority, and what?
The Business.
The Business.
Yep.
I had to check it out again because
check out The Business. Hey, you should call up to The Business when they have calls.
Hell no!
Why not?
You ain't gonna have me getting roasted on national TV. But then again, I don't give a damn about getting cooked. So
call up, baby.
But what am I gonna say? I don't even know what to
call in on the topic.
I wouldn't even know what to say.
I wish you and Pam.
See. First of all, you know what the problem is? The problem is his voice is very mesmerizing. That's probably the problem for one, because he's very
articulate.
He's very articulate and is very. I've never heard him. I've only heard him a couple times, and then he's very articulate, and then it's like I don't know. I don't know. I don't care about going over there being cooked, but I don't think he would try to cook me. I think if I wanted to have a deep
No, I'm not saying you necessarily get cooked. I just said call in.
And wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny? It'd be funny as hell. Wouldn't it be funny to go over there and just get cooked for no reason? That's some bullshit, right? I don't know. Maybe when he go live again.
He usually probably tomorrow night, Friday night.
Oh man, wouldn't that shit be too funny?
Yeah, call in. We
need and get roasted on live TV. Just not say no bullshit. Just be me and get roasted on real time.
Yep. Yeah, just call in. We
Oh wow, that would
yeah,
be
you
wild.
yeah, I hope Pam Mulatto called too.
No, he Pam Mulatto. No, he ain't gonna call. I wouldn't. I don't care about that. People be like, you get on a panel and you get roasted. I don't care about that. That should be
Yeah.
too funny to me. That should be
Yeah.
too funny. And he must start around 9, 10 o'clock, right?
8 o'clock usually. 8, yeah. So if you in Georgia, right? So I think it might be 9. Yep.
Oh man, that would be interesting. Call up and get roasted by Jason Black,
Yeah,
the
when he opened the
infamous
line.
Jason Black.
Yeah, we'll be looking out for you.
Oh Lord have mercy. It depends on the subject though.
Yeah.
What's the subject?
Oh, he ain't announced it yet. He announced it when he usually announce it once the show start, or he'll put out the preview maybe a few hours before.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be looking
Yeah, go
out.
subscribe to the business.
Okay, wait a minute. It's the business. Wait a minute. Hold on.
It's
The
just
business. It's called The Business.
Yep,
That's
the
the one that's gonna be
business.
on tonight, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Yeah, he usually
Okay,
come
The
on Friday
Business.
night. The business. Yep.
Cassie and Halle Berry. Young Berg, The Business. Okay. Damn, he been on here for. Oh, okay. I can say, damn, he been on here a long time.
He's been on for a while.
Men her age. Okay, the last one he did was 12. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where's the live? The last time he did a live
I think it was
was
last Friday.
a week ago. Yeah, a
Yeah,
week ago.
last Friday. Yep.
Oh, okay. So that's how you do it. He do it live once a
Yep.
week.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
okay.
used to do it twice, but he stopped doing the Monday show because he'd be busy. But he still do the Patreon on Saturday though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, he mostly does it Friday now.
Oh, okay. And he gonna be on there tomorrow night.
Yeah, he should. He usually on there almost every Friday. Sometimes it's rare he may not pop up there, but I'm willing to bet he'll be up there tomorrow.
Okay, she got the bag. Travis Hunter ignored everyone and he will regret it. Okay. It is what it is. Okay, thank you, hon. I will definitely look it up.
All right. I ain't gonna hold you. Have a good one. And
Oh wow. Okay. It might be interesting tomorrow. I don't know.
you call up.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in. We was just talking. We was gabbing. Ain't shit to do but talking to Gab on a Thursday night. We ain't doing nothing. But we will be up. No, I don't think I got no show tomorrow. I might be going over to Jason Black show. Who knows? I don't know. I might show up at Lapeef. Who knows? I might show up on whoever show. I don't know. But we will see. But thank y'all for showing up in here. We was just gabbing. We was just talking. Wasn't doing nothing but that. See y'all tomorrow probably. Who knows? What we gonna do tomorrow? Who knows? Any old thing. I don't know. No, don't run. Wait a minute. Why? What do you mean run? It ain't. Wait a minute. What do you mean run? It ain't like you came up on the panel. Ty Pro. How was you supposed to come on up here and smoke these boots? You got 10 minutes. Come up and smoke the boots. What you talking about? Come up and smoke the boots. What you talking about, sir? How do we do that? Smoke the boots. I was on my way home. What do you mean? And didn't you just say you was about to smoke them boots? What do you mean smoke boots? What's going on? You see that? He said he was going. What do you mean? We just been up here doing nothing for the past 2.5 hours. Doing nothing. I know what's going on. What do you mean? Talking about what? Elon Musk? What are we talking about? Smoking boots. What the hell does smoking boots mean? No, what the hell? What the hell do you got to tell me, Ty Pro? Oh no, he ain't even talking about that. Come on, y'all. Oh shit! I thought I thought wait a minute. I thought, oh, okay, you ain't even on no more, Mr. Walker. I thought you was on. I thought y'all was still on. We was just over here talking. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hurry up, Ty Pro. But anyway, thank you, Mr. Walker, for the $2 super stick. Thank you, Mr. Walker. No, we wasn't over here doing nothing but talking about the immigration thing and what we not gonna move to now. What? We wasn't doing nothing but talking. We wasn't doing nothing. We ain't had nothing to do. We ain't had nothing to talk about. We were just out here because we was out here, like most late night folks. That's all we was doing was being out here just talking. And we had Pan Mulatto on here, and he was talking about woo 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 and wah wah wah. You know how he was talking. He made Black America hot as hell. Black America was hot. Then he got up off here. Then Triple was up here, and we were reviewing. What we did was we reviewed Lapeef. So depending on what's going on tomorrow with Jason Black, I might review Jason Black. Okay. I might review Jason Black tomorrow. Who knows? It might be a good Lapeef show. Wait a minute, hold on. Don't Lapeef have a Thursday show? Lapeef have a Sunday show and they have a Thursday show. Because the whole panel got hot. The whole panel was hot from a guest that came over there, right? The guest came over there and started cooking everybody. And then they was salty, mad, right? And they couldn't never find their feet. They never. Well, we don't want Lapeef. I mean, it may or may not be y'all's type of show, but I mean, I reviewed it this evening, and it was it's hilarious to me. But somebody said go review the Lapeef show, so I went over there to review the Lapeef show. Okay, but the Lapeef, it was funny as hell. The show was, they were getting cooked over there. Then he triggered all of them men on the panel. It was called the King Talk. Something about the King Talk. I think it may be on Sundays where it just be men that be talking. They have men's scripts and stuff. So they invited a guest over there to the Lapeef show, and the guest came over there and tried to cook them all. He was over there roasting their ass. King Talk, right. So we reviewed that King Talk. And I was like, it was what it was. And it was pretty good. We got people on the panel that came up there and talked about it. Black America, Aaron, a couple of people. A new guy, Dark Lake, I had not talked to, really had a conversation with, but he seemed nice. So he came over, so I kind of recognized who he was, right? But I'm just trying to figure out what smoke do Ty got with me. Because I ain't had no smoke with Ty. At least I didn't think I had no smoke with Ty. So what smoke was that? But who knew? But earlier, the host live started out with that Elon Musk his Twitter thing, that tweet. Yeah, the tweet. It started out with that tweet from Elon Musk. Okay. Then it led into the regular show, which was the Lapeef thing that we did. Hopefully it gets gets more looks, more reviews, right? On top of that, and then I did the live with the Elon Musk because I was in the car when I did that one. But it is what it is. Anyway, Ty Pro, you got to catch me tomorrow because it's time for me to go to bed. I should have been in bed because I'm too old to be out here. But it is what it is. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you all. I was going to say goodbye this time. I was going to wait, but I'm too tired. Thank you.